Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
The day I met Bullhorn Betty and Jonathan Lee Ridges, they were protesting in front of the Laundries home. I began to document them, and little did I know, the three of us would spend the next few months traveling together. Nothing scares us, even if it means crossing a freezing cold river and getting wet. We put our lives in danger because we want to find answers. It gives us purpose, even if it means going undercover to get those answers, or visiting the scene of a crime and paying our respects. Searching for the truth isn't easy. It gets you out of your comfort zone and makes you see things in a different perspective. And it's this perspective that we want the world to see. At the end of the day, we fight for justice. We fight for those who don't have a voice. We fight for those who are silenced. Our next case, we search for Paula Miranda. She was last seen swimming in this river. Here's our Paula's family. Found 2 footprints they believe belonged to her. She left her phone and keys in her car. Her sister tells us that's extremely unusual for her to do that. Stay tuned as we venture deep into Wekiwa Springs State Park to help find her.
Baby, let me tell you something. I'm not clearing nothing up. Feel how you want to feel about me and stand on it. Period.
As you wake up in the morning, You want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
Well, happy Tuesday, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. I hope you guys are doing well. We're going to be covering, obviously, the Kiely Rodni case, giving some updates on that this morning. But we're really going to be, having this open conversation more in line with quintonsimon. Things are heating up there. Many of you guys know this case is 6 hours away from Bullhorn Betty. I'm leaving. As soon as the live is over, I'm working on getting my accommodations taken care of, and I'm going up there. I'm not sure, what I'm going to do yet. I have to be honest. I may just go up there for a fact-finding mission. I may go and stand outside of that house with a sign and silently protest. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I have not, usually I strategize, but this is so new and I'm pissed. I don't know how to explain it other than that. So I'm trying to find a positive outlet to purge that. But this child is missing. This child has not been found. And there's a lot of information that has just broken since last night related to some of the behind the scenes stuff we didn't know about. So we're going to be discussing that as well. Good morning, MM Racing, the first one to say good morning to Bullhorn Betty in chat, and followed by, make sure you hit those like buttons. So don't forget, if you guys have not, if you're coming in here right now, we're going to start filling up. We're almost to 200 people as is. So make sure as you're coming in, you hit that like button coming in, because again, I'm exhausted. I'm working two major stories here. The Kiely Rodni case, which is not dying down in the least, and in the quintonsimon's case, which is heating up like nobody's business, right? So lots of work. Hit that like button. We're going to be going live from Savannah very soon, very soon. Good morning, ZZT. Nice to see you. Bullhorn Betty is present. Tammy, it's nice to see you. Follow the grain. And I'm assuming, I didn't catch it. I go back and I watch videos because I don't get a chance to review all the messages, the comments and stuff like that. Plus, I want to see, is there anything that I can do to improve the panel? I think we do pretty darn good here. I watch a lot of other YouTubers, and, they have panels. And when the panels get big, they get a little, people start talking over people. I'm really proud of the people that come here to the Bullhorn Betty channel and come up on panel and talk. It seems like we have a really good, way for everybody to be heard here. So I'm really blessed with that. It wasn't done by design, but it's definitely done with the, the help of the audience, the people that come on panel. You guys rock. You guys rock. Kudos to you guys. Shannon, nice to see you. I want heart to touch. I like that. That's so pretty. Good morning. Good morning. Patricia Miller from Indiana is in the house. Was up, BHB was up at 4 a.m. on another channel. I know. I was. That is a true story. I went to bed finally on time, and naturally I woke up on time. Many of you guys know before I go live, I'm up hours before I'm ever live for you. I mean, trust me, I don't wake up this glowing. It doesn't happen. It takes a lot of coffee, folks. It takes a lot of coffee and a couple hours to wake up. No, I'm just joking. But thank you. Yes, I was. And so it's nice. I've finally got my stuff. I feel like my system's kind of getting back on track and everything like that. And it's good because this trip is not, in a different time zone, right? So I'm not going to have sleep deprivation again. So this is going to be really, really good. We're going to be out there. And if you guys know anything about me, I respect the law. I respect the process. But I'm also out there to do a job. And that's, apparently there's some stuff out there. I'm pretty sure once we get out there, we're going to get some interviews with neighbors, friends, family. Hopefully the babysitter would be willing to talk to me. She came out. I question everything. Now, let me just give you my personal opinion. I don't think I truly think this babysitter absolutely loved these children. I don't think she had anything whatsoever to do with any injuries on these children. I believe she's innocent, absolutely, hands down. So trust me when I say that. People hear me say we have to look at the babysitter, and they get a little upset with Bullhorn Betty, right? But we have to look at everybody. I think it's a disservice not to. Now, with my opinion of her being innocent and stuff, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what my opinion of her is, right? We still have to look. And and you guys know how I do. I'm an arm's length distance. I don't like being friends with people that are all up in all this stuff, because I've got to be objective. And me going off emotion like a lot of people do. Oh, it can't be the babysitter. Have you heard her story? That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Are you kidding me? I'm part of true crime. We watched like Jeffrey Dahmer and Ted Bundy. These people were able to skate the law because they were realistic and believable, and were able to con the hell out of people. So somebody comes with a story. I can't go off that. Yeah, that's a disservice to you. It's a disservice to me. It's a disservice to everybody. I don't go off emotion. I go off facts in my brain. If it doesn't make sense in my brain. But with that being said, I want to let you guys know I'm not looking in this babysitter. I think she's guilty. I'm looking in this babysitter because it's required. Right? This babysitter touched this baby hours before this baby disappeared. It is a requirement to look at this babysitter. Now, do I believe this babysitter had anything to do with it? Based upon everything I'm seeing here, no, I don't. Okay, let's just be realistic here. But she seems like a lovely woman, and then she has you look at the background, it's like, damn. But Bullhorn Betty has a damn, right? Not that kind of damn. I mean, she's a mama bear. I wouldn't be screwing with her, But anyways, it still seems like she changed her life. She seems like a really nice lady. She's going to church. It seems like, whatever she had going on in her past is something she broke away from. So, I mean, I still have to look at it, right? We still have to tell the audience about it, because if I don't tell you guys and you find out on your own, you're like, why didn't you tell us? Well, it was insignificant. But that's not my choice to make for you. That's not my choice to make for any of you. I have to give it to you. You have to decide what you want to do with it and how it applies to this case. So I just want to make sure that everybody knows, I don't think the babysitter did anything. I think she is a beacon for these kids. I think she's a voice primarily for Quinton and the other kids, because if Quinton was going through this, there's 2 other children in that house. I'm sorry, you can't say the other 2 children weren't dealing with this. But there's some things that we want to go over, and we're going to go over those here shortly. So good morning, Julia T, Stephanie, Midwest Mama, Connie Branch. I did get your message, by the way. I haven't responded. I get so many messages. I try to respond, but I'm a little confused on my stuff. But yes, if you want to come to Savannah and help, please. Anybody that wants to come to Savannah, if you're in Savannah, Georgia, I'm going to be there, okay? I am going to be there, and I'm going to be there. And again, we've got to find out, we've got to get records requested. We've got to find out what's going on in that community, how many times law enforcement's been there. These are all the things that we're allowed and entitled to that has no connection to this case or this child. We need to find all that. We need to find any kind of neighbors or friends that are willing to talk to me, to tell me about this family, to tell me about these children. But we're going. So if anybody out there wants to go to Savannah and help Bullhorn Betty, please do. Reach out to me or just show up. You guys will be on the ride with me. I'm not hiding this trip. Because even if the haters want to stalk me and come out there and yell at me, at least his body's yelling. So I'm okay with that. I really am okay with that. So haters, If you want to come out there and take your bullhorn and yell at Bullhorn Betty, come out there and take your bullhorn. I'll be in front of 535 Buckhalter Road. I could use your help. I don't care if you're yelling at me or yelling at them, as long as there's noise, right? As long as we know, as long as the family knows we are here and we are going to be taking this ball and running with it, what the hell is going on? And as far as I'm concerned, it's everybody's damn fault in that house. Everybody. I don't care what happened to this child or how it happened. It's everybody's damn fault. So grandma, please, because you're not getting pity from me either. Okay. I'm sorry this is happening to you, but damn, how do you go and get custody of children? Go to court. Here's the breaking news. Leilani was just about to be required to order to pay child support for her children to her mother. Now, mind you, her mother works out of town. Grandma works out of town, leaving these kids with the woman that she just took custody from, and is now required to pay her child support. Meanwhile, Leilani and her boyfriend and the babysitter are the one taking care of these kids. Good morning, Belinda. Clarinda, nice to see you from Australia. From down under, Lisa from Portugal, nice to see you. Denise Hall, sepsis, thank you. Thank you for all your love and support, sepsis, absolutely. Sherry, nice to see you. CD Long, nice to see you. Nancy B. I miss Tammy T, I did. May, Pebbles, Terry Lynn, Rebecca, M.E. Stephanie Michelle, Pam C., Jackie Chase, Margaret, nice to see you from Scotland. Always a pleasure. But you know who I haven't seen in here in a little bit? Amy M. Where's my friend Amy? She always was the voice of reason on the Bullhorn Betty channel. We don't have our Amy. I'm having withdrawals. Amy withdraws. Marla, nice to see you. And who else do I got? Terry Lynn, Michelle, Amalou, nice to see you. Trio Girl. Olivia Carlisle, nice to see you. Gypsy. Angela D, nice to see you. Good morning. Good morning. Starbright. There's a few other people. Ruth, Rebecca, I don't know. And just to let you guys know, this is my trip. Like I'm going just for clarifications. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people talking, but let's move past that, right? Thank you so much, love. Thank you so much, love. And not only that, I'm getting there. I'll be there. I'll be there today. I'll be there. I don't know when he's going, but I'll be there today. True Crime with Sunshine. Nice to see you this morning. There she is. There's my friend. Nice to see you, Amy. Don't think Bullhorn Betty doesn't know. Like I may not know a whole lot, but I know something. Yeah, I know my people when I don't see my people. I know. I know. So anyways, that is really the breaking news that we have. Like I stumbled across this. Everybody knows Evil exists. I mean, I love Emma. I actually, I haven't reached out to Emma since I've watched Evil exist almost since day one of being on YouTube. Literally, like I think outside of me friending Marissa, Olivia, JLR, Justice for All. I think literally the next one was Evil Exists. I love Evil Exists. I love how she is able to have these small, short videos, but those small, short videos are so damn powerful. Like they have so much information in just 2 minutes. It's like how, some people's brains, like I have to explain and over-explain and because that's the way my brain works, that's part of the law part of me, right? Because you have to explain, over-explain, and be so you have to have specificity with everything you do. It's just the training in me, the law training in me that makes me over-explain and try to make people see, and try to set it up so people can follow. Sometimes it's a hard task to do. Sometimes it's an easy task to do. Nice to see you, Stacy B. Good morning. Karen Davis. Good morning. Don't forget to hit the like button as you are coming in. And Terry Lynn is saying, I've watched you for a long time, but now I can't keep quiet in the background. We all need to start speaking up. Too many missing. Absolutely. And not only that, but you know what? I'm sorry. I could deal. I shouldn't say deal. I think my palate would be more acceptable for there's no palate for any of this. But I think for me personally, it would be more acceptable if they weren't so damn young. You know, I mean, not acceptable. That's, I don't know. I'm hoping you guys are following this. Obviously, it's not acceptable at all. But these are like, what can a freaking baby do? What, annoy you? So what? I annoy myself. Like, I can be sitting in here and I will be having a conversation because I'm alone, right? And so I have to talk to somebody every now and then. I have work to decide. You know, we have Andrew and Bullhorn Betty. So every now and again, they disagree. But anyways, you know, but I can't understand that they're just too damn young, and I just can't see what you know, even if people aren't parents. But it's like this girl, she already has an older child. He's surviving, and she has a child with this knucklehead boyfriend, which in all appearances just seems to be he actually, from the conversations I'm seeing, Hermit, nice to see you. Good morning. From everything I'm kind of seeing here, it almost seems like he was the more responsible one. Now, there's things coming out that I'm not sure I agree with when it comes to the boyfriend, Daniel. And I think that it's the lie detector test, them coming out and saying, how are we vetting that? We can't vet if somebody passed the lie detector test. I mean, I can call the law enforcement, and I guarantee they're going to tell me that they can't release that information to me because it affects the integrity of the investigation. So how are we vetting the information that he passed the polygraph test? Because I'm not taking some Joe Blow off the street saying, oh, well, he passed. Well, how do you know that? Well, he told me. Okay, so he took the lie detector test with a room, because you know nobody else is allowed in there. So he took the lie detector test with somebody else. He came out and told you that he passed. Did he give you a piece of paper that says passed? I mean, how do you vet that? You can't. So, you know, I'm a little skeptical on the whole boyfriend pass thing. Where was this guy? Was he home? We're speculating a lot, in my opinion, unless he's come out and said it, and I haven't seen it yet. Maybe you guys can help me. I'm trying to monitor the chat as I'm talking here. Good morning. Good morning, Cloudy. Nice to see you. 1 hour dry. Nice to see you as well. A study shows that actual health for your mind. It says he actually for your mind. Then I'm a very healthy woman. Right? How many other healthy women or healthy men are in my audience at this moment in time? Because sometimes I wonder when I'm getting too intense in that conversation, I'm wondering, am I schizophrenic? Like, I'm literally, like, I have right side of the brain talking to the left side of the brain, and they are literally having a conversation. Right? They're literally having a conversation. Oh boy, and wait until they start fighting. Right? You know that when we were younger, remember those movies and they had the little devil and the angel on the shoulders? That was somebody's clever imagination. That was somebody's clever imagination, right? Because we all know about the little people on our shoulders, right? Because every now and again they argue and we hear it. Maybe nobody else does, but we definitely do. Good morning, May. Good morning. Good morning. Getting stronger. Every movement matters, Betty. Yes. But, you know, this is the reason why I think I'm ready. And, you know, I don't necessarily need to bring the bullhorn. I'm not sure if the bullhorn is going to be really the avenue I want to take in Savannah. It's not. So I'm probably not going to. I know everybody's probably excited that I'll go over there and give them a piece of my mind. Bullhorn's coming with me. So if it needs to come out, it will. But I don't think that's necessary. You know what I really think would be the most impactful for this? And let me know if you think what you think about it. And then we'll get more into the information on Quinton Simon. And then we got some stuff. It's going to break your heart. It's going to break your heart. So I'm giving you guys a blanket trigger warning right now that what I'm going to show you is going to break your heart. Okay. It's going to make you want to cry because I was crying this morning. So we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that. Thank you, MM Racing. Thank you. But what I can tell you is that I kind of lost my train of thought here because I'm a little raw over this. But what I think the best strategy would be is a silent protest. A silent protest can be just as impactful as a very loud one. And I want to tell you why. But a silent protest takes more people. You see what I'm saying? For a silent protest to be effective, we need people with signs. We need people out there with signs. Because the only reason why I use the bullhorn to begin with is for the attention, right? To bring the attention there. That's really it. It's a tool that I use to get eyes looking at a case and to be heard about that case. It is not there. I'm not doing it to disrupt a community or anything like that. Does it happen? It comes with the territory. I can't help that. That's part of, it's part of the strategy. But I think this one, because we have violent people, and I'm going to call them that because grandma's no different. Grandma's, we're not even going to get into her yet, just quite yet. But these are punks, okay? And sometimes having a silent protest and showing them everything that they are not is almost more effective. It really is. It's almost more effective. Oh, thank you guys. It means a lot. I appreciate it. I need to go over to the other side and see what these are. I love the little super stickers, but on this side of StreamYard, I don't get to see them. I can only see them on replay. But I've learned to open up the back studio, and every now and again with the back studio, I can see these things, but when I open it up, oh, it's the black cat. I love it. What's the other one? Yeah, Aussie girl. I love that one too. You're like, shocked. It's great. Thank you for all the love and support. Oh no, it's more than it. No. I appreciate everybody supports this channel the way it can. That's what the beauty of YouTube is, right? Everybody is able to support the way they can support. Some people can only support by going and watching the videos and watching the commercials. That's still support. Like, I still get paid for those commercials, right? So everybody's supporting this channel in their own way, and I appreciate each and every person, and God bless you guys for doing it. I don't know why anybody believes in a hot mess like me, but you guys do. But my heart's in the right spot. My heart's in the right spot, and I am emotional when it comes to these children. And I think that's what people realize. Like this, I'm upset about because it's like these people knew better. These people knew better. Like grandmother went through just think, let's put this in perspective before we get into the information. Grandma really went through the process, the stinking process, right? To get these children. Why would she go through this extensive process? Thank you, Amanda. Oh, that's so cute. Why would she go through this extensive process of getting these children when she knows she can't take care of them? Seriously, right? How is she taking care of 3 freaking kids? This is grandma. How did she ever think she could take care of these 3 kids by herself or with that significant other that she has that may or may not be married, that may or may not be the owner of all this nice stuff that she's, now accustomed to? How is she going to take care of these kids through this whole custody? She got custody of these kids so much so that her daughter was now required to start paying child support, yet grandma's nowhere to be found because she works out of town. How is this going to work? And why didn't the courts question this? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm seeing something. Maybe people don't agree with it. I don't know. But I'm just curious because my best friend's a grandmother taking care of her grandchildren. And I can tell you she, and most times, is ready to pull her hair out because she's trying to work and take care of 2 young children that are going to school. She had to stop her entire life and go out and buy these kids bedroom sets, clothes, just almost, it was a very costly endeavor to take on these grandchildren. 2, not 3, only 2. So my question is how did grandma, the 45-year-old prostitute, ex-prostitute, plan on juggling this? I'm just curious. What are your thoughts on that? Now let's get to the whole why I think this whole case stinks to high heaven. That child never left that home. We have no evidence that child ever walked out that door. Why is the boyfriend now leaving? Did you guys know that? Gone. Why? How can he be there? Unless he wasn't home after he saw the baby in the playpen. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up. Oh, there's a couple things I wanted you guys to see. And then let me just see what we got for Kiely. I know we got some things on Kiely, Rodni. Oh, and yeah, I found something that came out, and it came out fairly recently. Kiely's mom was employed by the Nevada County Nevada County Superintendent of Schools. I don't know what that means. Maybe that's why she has that connection with the children so close. I'm not sure. Let's see what we got in the chats. MM Racing is saying 400 people are in the chat. You need to hit those like buttons. Grandma just posted on her Facebook page. We'll need to look at that because they were on drugs. Yeah. Grandma don't have the newborn, only the boys. Okay. Well, this is one of those boys that she had custody of. This is one of those boys that was going to be charging her daughter child support. Was this retaliation because grandma got child support for that child? Guys, we have to look at this because this is a 22-year-old that doesn't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out at. She was getting evicted from her home and now having to worry about having to pay child support for her kids. So let's look at that because that sounds like a whole lot of freaking motive to me. And she did have the means and the opportunity to do something like this along with Daniel, by the way. The older kid was older. The younger kid was Daniel's. The middle kid was the only one that really didn't have anybody looking out because he was too young. How much older is Zane? Does anybody know that? How much older is Zane as opposed to Quinton? Grandma sounds like she was after the state check. She probably was. She's that kind of woman. But she wasn't getting the state check, it sounds like, because why would her daughter be required to pay child support? They would be deducting that child support from any state funds that they would, or federal funds that they would give. Good morning, I am Team Summer. The dispatch call is out. Yes, and I saw that too. True Crime with Eve, another great creator. She does a lot of great sleuthing, by the way, and getting information. She's got the 911 call out there and the video of the babysitter. If you guys have not seen the statements that the babysitter said, this was just recently released from True Crime with Eve. I may clip just a couple little segments of it, but if you want to see her entire video, please go over to her channel to watch it. It's very good information. And she does a lot of great work, and she doesn't really it's really fact-based. She doesn't put a whole lot of personal opinion. And when she does, it's her personal opinion. So I really like that kind of work. So definitely, and I've met her personally. So, there's that respect and trust factor there as well. So please go over to True Crime with Eve and sub her up, watch those videos. She's doing some really good work, especially on this Quinton Simon. I'm monitoring stuff through her channel along with other channels. There's a few creators that I monitor when I need to get some information. And you guys pretty much know who they are because I talk about them a lot. So, and True Crime with Eve is no different. Grandma sounds like she was out of state check. I just said that. Was the babysitter supposed to watch the kids full time? Well, here's the thing. This is where it gets choppy. And it's like, This might be where the babysitter might even get in a little hot water, if you ask me, ZZT, because even the babysitter's own account of, and I'll go over on Dolly Visions and pull it because I know he won't strike me, but I'm not sure about like Doug with no thanks. I'm not going to give him. I just gave him a shout out, but I don't give him shout outs very much. I don't like him. I think he's a pompous, rude, crude person, and I don't like how he speaks to women, and I have a problem with that. Any man that talks to women the way he talks to women will never get the respectable horn buddy. So hopefully he changes that. Maybe he can earn my respect, but he definitely lost any respect that I had. So I don't go to him, and I definitely wouldn't pull anything from his page. I don't care if it was breaking and he was the only person that had it. You would not see it here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Why? Because I have integrity. And if I don't like somebody, I'm not going to pull their crap and use it on my channel, right? Just not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. You'll have to go over there, right? I'll send you guys over there before I play his crap on my I absolutely do not. I won't do it. I won't do it. And I won't even tell you guys to go over there and watch it. I just won't say shit. So that's how we roll. Zane will be 4 in January. Okay, so 4 though, I'm just trying to think about this pink butterfly. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just feel like 4 you can handle a little more. What this babysitter was describing was disgusting. But let's get to a couple things first. Hold on. Okay, let's see what I want. Okay. All right, here's the part that's going to make you guys cry. And I'm sorry for doing this to you this early in the morning. Oh, thank you, Regina. Thank you so much. That's so sweet. Thanks, guys, for all the loves and support. You guys are doing an amazing job. I really appreciate it. It's really tough out here, I got to tell you. But we got the timeline here that was done. But I want to show you this. This is what's breaking Bullhorn Betty's heart. This is what's making me want to go there and do a little more than the signs. This makes me want to blast what's festering in me out of that bullhorn. And it's because of this right here. And I'm going to tell you guys, this is sad. Okay, it's going to be sad for you guys.
Hey, what are you doing down there? What are you doing? You funny? You funny? Oh my God. Oh, what are you doing? Yeah.
Now you tell me what the hell that little kid could have done to anybody. I hate this stuff, man. I really do. I hate this shit. This is the part of the, I like the people being held accountable for this. This is the hardest part of the job. Right here, seeing this child, hearing that child laugh. And I tell you what, and you're sitting there, there is that I know damn well that child did not want. I don't need to have ESP, and I don't need somebody to tell me what the frick to think. That child never left that damn home. May now. God knows where this child is now. But don't tell me somebody ran up in that house to take that boy. Actually, the law enforcement hasn't even come out to even entertain. And they tell us that everything's on the table, but they haven't even entertained that this child was abducted. If that doesn't say it all, I don't know what does. Oh, Mel, yeah, I wonder if I'm up to 15K. I'm pretty stinking close right now. I think I'm right there at, I think I got less than 75 more members, or excuse me, subs, and we'll be hitting the 15,000 member mark. I think we might actually hit it today, guys. So if you haven't had an opportunity to sub up to the Bullhorn Betty channel, please do. Please do. We're crazy over here, and that's okay. And I offend a lot of people. And guess what? That's okay too, as long as I'm doing it for the right reasons. And you just saw that little baby's face on here. I'm sorry. If I offend a few people for that baby's face, pat me on the back and say thank you. Just saying. Just saying. Don't forget to hit the like button as you come in. Now that's sad. That's sad. Let's look at this timeline of events as it's put in one person that did this. I don't know. This looks like True Crime Replay. I like to give credit where credit's due. That prepared this. Let's take a peek at it. So this is kind of what they see here. So I don't know if it goes back further. Let me see if it goes back further here. Is there another one? Okay, and then we're going to get into that too. Oh yeah, and there's your child support order. Yes, we have that in our hot little hands as well. So September 16th, 2022, the eviction notice due to constant fighting. Oh, I think I'm going the wrong way. So it says the 16th. No, I got it right. Okay, so it looks like September 16th. The way I'm reading it is like these little blocks here. So this goes with this, this goes with this, this goes with this. And I could be reading it wrong, but let's just make sure I'm reading it right. September 16th, the eviction notice for constant fighting. They didn't say constant fighting. I mean, it was constant fighting. But her mother, grandma is there saying that she's doing it because no one is in peace. No one. That means everybody in that, there was nothing but straight turmoil 24/7 in that home. And that's what and again, that's only what the grandma got to see, because it doesn't sound like grandma is really even there. She's everywhere. She works completely away from the home. So September 16th, notice the Facebook post about her rough housing being taken the wrong way. That was on September 18th. So apparently there was some rough housing that went on. I was not a privy to that. That's interesting information. Does anybody have details on that? If you do, I'd like you to be prepared to come up here on panel to explain that information to me. So here's the link. Mods, if you can keep posting that. I don't have time to pin it at the moment. September 22nd, no showed child support court. So it sounds like she didn't even show up to the courts. And I don't know I don't know if that means no one showed, no showed child support court. So it sounds like there was a no show at the child support hearing. Did grandma go and daughter not go? I'm interested in finding out the details about that as well. Right. And then on October 5th, default lost child support case and Quinton went missing. So the default, what that means by default is when you don't show up to court, you default on an action. That means that if you're the defendant, that means you're responsible. If you're the plaintiff, that means that you've given up on the case and you're responsible based on the information. If you don't show, you're in default. If you're in default, you lost your case. So they lost the child support case. And as soon as they lost the child support case, that baby boy went missing. There is a lot more here, folks. I don't believe that this child accidentally got out of his home and fell in a swimming pool. There's too much stuff going on behind the scenes that make his life an inconvenience for Leilani. Right? We didn't know that. We knew she was getting evicted, but who knew that she was just about to start paying child support on her own son to her mother, which she clearly hates because her mom screwed up her ever-loving life. Let's be honest. Grandma did this to the daughter that did this to her son. The cycle continues. Sometimes these cycles of abuse are lethal. So Amanda Green says, Precious, it breaks my heart that these women act like they, the way they do when they have too many children. It's crazy how the reports pick up the mom and the boyfriend arguing about him, asking if she did something with him. You know, I don't see if the boyfriend was home during this time and the boyfriend was the one that made the call to cancel the babysitter. And it was the boyfriend that, was organized and all this stuff. don't tell me that boyfriend has no knowledge of what happened in that house. And then if you were watching me last night when we were talking about, well, if you're members, well, even if you weren't members, you could still watch me. You just couldn't comment. We were talking about the press conference with the chief. And the chief, I'm sorry, he's got some stuff up his sleeve. If I have ever seen it, I don't care what anybody says. You cannot convince me otherwise. I read that man's body language. I saw that man smiling. His eyes told the whole story. They are just waiting to put this case together. They are doing something. They still have never once came out and said this child was abducted. They've never come out. This child, everything has been in and around that home from day one. When it's come to law enforcement, somebody in that home is going down. It's a matter of when, and it's whether Bullhorn Betty's going to be there to capture it. Because I'm telling you, if Mama comes out of that house in handcuffs, bet your ass I'm going to be up there asking her why she did it. Why did you do this? Why did you do this? This boy was precious. I'm going to have his photo. Why? Because I've already got him printed, baby. Why did you do this to him? Why? These things are going up in the neighborhood. We got more being printed, right? Because Bullhorn Betty doesn't go out there without her hands full of stuff to help find this baby boy. And I will be knocking a lot of doors, because if you don't know anything about Bullhorn Betty, it's not all about there being up there with signs and a bullhorn. It's about finding out some answers and bringing those answers either to law enforcement or back here to YouTube. And we are going to go out there and help this little boy. This little boy needs our help, because I can tell you right now from where I'm sitting, everybody, once again, has failed this little boy, and this little boy is most likely dead because of it. Shame on them. And if you don't know me, haters, start clipping, start talking shit. I don't care, because I'm going to have my bullhorn soon. And I'd rather have you guys support me in this endeavor than mock me in this endeavor, because we're talking about a 20-month-old boy that may not be coming home, just to put it in perspective. And if that doesn't make you mad, and I'm the only one that makes you mad, there's probably something wrong with you, not me. Just saying. Just saying. All right, guys. So I'm hot. I'm a hot mess today. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the trip. What do you guys think I should do here? What are your thoughts on this? Because I need some guidance. I mean, you guys are supporting this. So, what are you guys supporting? Do we think we need to have a silent protest? Do you think I need to just stick to the business of getting facts and talking to and interviewing the neighbors? Do you think I should make a scene? I mean, where do we go with this? I'm going into town one way or another. That's okay. Jeremy, you don't have to be a big fan. Stick around long enough. I wear on people. On people. I appreciate your comment, though, right? I can appreciate that. That just means I need to work a little harder to get your support. That's all it means. You'll realize. You'll see. I'm good. I'm good. Stormy says, I have a 4-year-old and a 9-year-old. I'm ready when you are to storm their house. PHP. We don't do illegal stuff. We keep it above board. But I'm going there. I'm definitely going to be there, and I'm definitely going to do this. So, hello, my love.
Good morning.
Good morning. So, what do you think? I'm going to let you. I don't have my coffee pot here, folks. So, I'm listening to you, but I'm going to go grab my coffee pot before I go crazy. I want you to tell me what you think about this. I'm listening. I'm just going to turn my camera off.
Well, you asked what we think that you should do when you get there, your game plan, help you with your game plan. And I'm not 100% sure anybody can do that for you. I think that when you get there, you're just going to know what you need to do.
Which usually does happen. Because I go by vibe, gut instinct, and intuition. When you're out there, that's what you have to rely on in any situation when you're in an unknown place.
Like my heart is pounding. It's just so heinous. We don't even know what's happened, but since it's a child, a baby, I mean, they are so defenseless, innocent. They rely on you for everything.
Everything.
And I think that's what you were trying to say earlier when you were like struggling for the words to not make light of it if it was an older child.
Yeah.
But it is more pressing when it's a child because they don't have the life skills. They don't have the coping mechanisms. They can't call for help. It just, a little bit about me, and it's not for sympathy, but I am a childless mother of 12. Okay. So these cases really are like just a dagger, you know, they're just like,
Well, I didn't get really, let me just explain this and not to take away from you, because I know you're probably, this is emotional for you, but the thing about this whole thing, we're finding out information we didn't have. We knew that this eviction was going on, but nobody knew that this daughter, Leilani, was going to start paying child support for this kid.
right.
Like that's a big deal to me. Like that's a
How
huge deal to me.
selfish. I mean, we already know she's selfish because her kids were taken away. So she's doing selfish things and not looking out for her children that she brought into the world, whether by choice or not, right?
Well, sorry, unless you're forced, it's all by choice, because we know how children are made. You make a decision.
We do. Yes.
You know, everybody does. I mean, when you,
I should say wanted.
For example, my mom thought she was in menopause. Well, everybody knows I have a little sister, right? You know, you can't blame because you miscalculated, Mom. I mean, you still have a kid coming when you finally just got your old kids out of the house. I don't know why she was glutton for punishment, but hey, whatever.
I mean, we all do have choices, but if you're drugging and whatnot, you ain't paying attention. You're in the moment.
Yeah.
But what I meant to say was wanted. I don't know. But go there. I wish I could join you. My husband's out of town, so I cannot leave, but I would be there with you.
Mm-hmm.
I want answers too. And I believe in silent protest. That's what I myself do for the case that I am following, pretty much, you know.
Right.
Wanted to be a voice for a child.
And where it's like, you know, I just feel like I can foresee, like I said, silent protest is great when you have people. Like if we have 50 people, you know, with signs up and down the road walking, that's a very effective. Very effective. But when you only have 2 or 3 people, it's not effective.
But you start somewhere. Yeah. I was that person who said, I'm just going to go. I'm going to hold my sign. And if other people join me, they join me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they did, slowly.
Yeah. And maybe that's what I'll do. You know, I don't know.
But you have this platform.
When I go out to these things, I strategize with a team. And this is not the case. Olivia's got, she was wanting to come, but she's obligated. She's here. Mm-hmm. We tried yesterday to flip it every way possible for her to come, and it wasn't going to work until after the 15th. And I just think the 15th is just a day late and $1 short for this case, in my opinion. And I didn't want to wait because I have a funny feeling they are going to be making an arrest this week. I don't know why I feel that. I could be totally wrong. My gut could have me completely off the reservation on this, but I truly believe that they are going to be arrested this week, and I want to see that happen.
I feel like that too, and I feel I think they know or highly suspect, but I think they're waiting, not waiting. They're actively searching for this child. I think they want to have that prior.
You're searching for an alive child. When you train a pool, you're looking for someone that's no longer with us.
I agree. I still consider him a child, even if it's just a body. But
I consider that baby.
But I fully believe that this child has been, love and light has guided him to his forever home. Okay, that's how I'm going to phrase it.
It's a sweet way to phrase it, because I can tell you my heart is breaking that this child didn't even make it to 2 years. Didn't even get to make it to 2 years. And it's just, I mean, we can accept it if it was a car accident. We can accept it if it's a lung defect, a heart defect, a cancer. It's hard. It's hard, but we can accept that. What we cannot accept is a parent doing something to harm their child where they're never here again. That's unacceptable. That enrages women.
Oh, definitely. Anybody with a mother's heart, even if you don't have children, are just broken when something like this happens to a sweet baby. And when you showed that video of him,
I cried. That I
Yeah.
literally, because I didn't know what it was, and it was sent to me through the rumor mill, and so I popped it up here, and as soon as I heard that, I'm like, and I'm like supposed to come on here like in 3 minutes, and I had to stop it, and I'm like, I've got my tissue right here, like I'm trying to, you know, make sure my makeup's not smearing and stuff like that, and I even hearing it, I had to turn away. It's hard for me to watch that little, and I keep wondering what in the hell that little boy could do to anyone to justify having one stinking bruise on that baby's body. But before I get to you, let me get to Tanya. Tanya just came in. Good morning, love.
Hey, good morning. I'm just trying to, I guess, get the facts. To me, nothing, I guess, angers me more than anybody hurting a child. I know, you know, there's mistakes like the Kiely Rodni thing. You know, she was a teenager. There's mistakes that, right, you know, impassioned me enough. The fact that I still consider her a child, you know, at 16, but a baby, that's just enraging to me. So I guess I got a question is like, from what I'm hearing so far, from what I heard last night and then today, the grandmother was in a custody battle with the daughter.
She won that custody battle.
Okay, so she won the custody battle against the daughter, and then she was going after child support, and because the daughter didn't show up to court, she won the child support case.
That's
why
the way it was.
Why in the hell is the daughter have the kids?
That is the problem I'm having. That's why I said this grandma is not getting a free pass from Bullhorn Betty.
No,
I said there's nobody in that household that's not on my shit list right now.
I'm actually more probably enraged at the grandmother because
exactly
she failed this child. You know, she failed this child, but I think she started failing by enabling her own daughter, because it sounds like there's a problem with the daughter, and the daughter being a responsible person and has all these boyfriends, I guess, that are in and out. The child's father is not even like around; he's somewhere else. I've met so many people in my life that make excuses for the behavior of these type of women, not just women, but people, you know, that are irresponsible, and the children pay for their irresponsibility, either in neglect or by abuse, or now, you know, obviously by their lives. And that's what enrages me. And this grandmother, she may have been fighting for maybe custody of these kids, but she failed them by enabling her daughter.
It sounds to me like this was in all reality. Now I could be wrong, and I don't mean to cut you off, Tanya.
No,
doesn't it almost seem fraudulent that you're telling the courts that you want custody of these children from this particular person, yet this particular person is the one that's the primary caretaker of these children? You never took the primary caretaking responsibility away from her. You only did the paperwork to do it.
Right. And then wasn't like she trying to evict her daughter and the boyfriend from her home? Yeah. And going through a court system to evict. I'm sorry, I'd be like right there with a gun or whatever. Get the hell out of my house. I won't have to go through a court system to get you out of my house. So that shows me she enables her daughter. Her daughter practically runs over her. But this child should have never been in that daughter's custody, especially alone, if there's already situations that are going on. So I hold the grandmother actually more responsible, because she was the one that was supposed to be fighting to protect this child. And she, where the hell did she go? She went for work. Well, if she knew she was working, then it was her responsibility to make sure that that child had somewhere else to be under some other care, not the daughter that you're fighting to take her away from. This is what I find. Yeah, the whole thing is just messed up.
Oh yeah, yeah, and I think you're right. I think it's almost like in this particular situation, everybody knew that this daughter, Leilani, should not be caring for these children. Even the courts sided with grandmother, but she was the one taking care of these children. That should have been fully removed. And then what makes me even more frustrated? And again, I don't believe that this babysitter. One, I think this babysitter was not properly trained. I think she was doing this as a favor. This was not a business for her. And she wasn't following the proper protocols for, say, an abused child. Maybe she's never experienced something like this. Maybe she didn't know what she was really experiencing. Maybe she thought by letting the grandmother know, the grandmother could take it to court and have this stuff stopped. Who knows? But at the end of the day, even the babysitter kind of failed. Because I'm sorry, if I see a belt mark on a child who's 20 months old neck, then I would not be reaching out to the grandmother. I would say the hell with her. It is time to call law enforcement.
I saw the babysitter's interview as well, and I think she's trying to like justify her own guilty actions because of not stepping up, and now it's too late. And I know we're at a society when a woman can get raped on a train and people sitting there watching it and do nothing.
Ugh.
So we got babysitters that are seeing child being abused, but they do nothing. And that's kind of like where we are. That's why I guess I'm drawn to your station, because I hear you every day say, if you see something, say something, because we live in a society that the majority of the people only say something if they're in the safety of their homes behind their keyboard. They'll say something then, but when you're face to face with situations, I just don't see it happening. I really just don't see it. We're seeing crime right now out of control, and people see it and they do nothing.
If it does not personally affect them, many don't care. That's a harsh reality. It's sad, but it's true.
It seemed like this babysitter did care. I don't want to discredit. It seemed like she really did care, and she did what she thought was the right thing to do to expose this. By the way, Shannon Marie, thank you for becoming our newest member. And she also just did it, and we're going to get to her question in a second. But I don't get. This is what I don't get, and I don't think I ever will get it. Even the babysitter stated in her thing that the mom told her not to send those kids back home with Leilani. And she, by herself, made the determination that Leilani was young, just like her, that her herself made a lot of mistakes as a mom, and she didn't want to get in the middle of it. Even though the person that was paying her fee told her not to send those children back to that woman. And she did.
Oh.
So
didn't hear that either. I guess I misunderstood that. I thought it was the grandmother who sent back to the daughter.
That's what I thought.
I thought I heard her say that. Her mother, the grandmother, said, just keep them with you. And then after she spoke to Leilani, now I got it wrong yesterday, with the whole 6 kids thing. So, I do have glaring defects, folks, and I am deaf in one ear. So you got to work with me here. So I think absolutely wrong, but I'm almost positive. I would say 95. We're not doing 100, but I'd say 95% that she said something to that effect.
I thought it was that she was supposed to have them all night, and that the grandmother wanted to give the daughter a chance, so she let them go home at night.
Okay, then that's where my misconception was. So the story is correct, but it was the grandmother that finally authorized the babysitter to release.
Yes, it sounds like the grandmother was trying to force her daughter to be the mother she thought she should be, and she just was not capable.
The grandmother wasn't the mother that she was trying to get her daughter to be. Come on.
And that was my other question for you, is I thought that I heard somewhere from the babysitter, in this whole discussion we just had about letting the daughter have a chance, I think the babysitter implied or hinted at that grandma also had her children taken away from her, meaning Leilani and the sons.
That's what I said. That's why one child is in prison right now. The other one's hopped up on drugs and has a child missing. God knows where the third one is, if she has a third one, if he's still living or kicking or breathing. Who knows? This grandmother is not good news, folks. And I'm not giving her a free pass, because she was, at the end of the day, responsible for this child by court order.
And how did that happen if she had children taken away that she never regained custody of?
Right. I'm wondering what defects, where were they at in this situation? You know, I see good parents lose custody of their children on stupid issues. And yet you keep seeing these children keep being placed back into these homes with these people as known irresponsibility.
Or left. They'll take one child being abused, like this case, okay? She had custody, grandmother, of the 2 older boys, but not the newborn or the 4-month-old.
Mm-hmm.
How is it if a person has children removed from their care and then they have another child, that child is able to be left? They're even more vulnerable.
Yeah.
It's a baby, not toddler.
But it just seems like the means and motive and opportunity, everything was right there in that house. There's a lot of, chaos. I think that's the way we don't know whether it was like that, but I can tell you it must have been a miserable living environment, so much so that a grandmother decides to take her own daughter to court, not just to evict her from her home, but to take her children from her and to get child support from that child. This is not a good home environment for anyone.
No. And if that little boy was being abused by the mother in the grandmother's home who has custody, why didn't she call the authorities and have her removed from the home?
Because she's enabling her daughter. She's an enabler.
I think the grandmother can technically be charged with negligence. Yes. Because she actually, in account, would have witnessed this negligence. And not only that, by her putting a child in the custody of someone that was so irresponsible. Courts just don't give you children. I can't go to court for my stepdaughter and say, hey, I want to get my grandchildren. She's an unfit mother. You have to literally prove that she's an unfit mother in order to garner that custody. Or the DCF has to prove that she's unfit to garner that custody. You can't just go into court willy-nilly and say, hey, I want your kids, and get them.
Exactly. So why is it she's even allowed to live in that home where the children live?
Yeah. Well, I'm with you, Betty, going to their silent protest. I think, that grandmother, that mother, boyfriend, babysitter, all of them, they need to see that, the rest of us out here, we see. Yeah. We see them. And, we're going to find out. We're going to do what we can to find out what happened here. And they're not just going to brush it under the rug and get away with what they've done. They need to be faced with a reality. Oh, my God, our shitty parents. And y'all allowed this to happen to this child.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because I almost want it. I mean, it's even silently. I almost want it to be like a Gabby Petito thing, where people were running through that neighborhood, putting a memorial up for this boy. I want that there. I don't, I could give 2 craps about the bullhorn at this point. I want to impact. I want to find out what happened to this child, and I guarantee the neighbors will come out and talk. I think people want to say something, especially if they've been watching this happen in their community, and now it's gotten to this level. They're probably the community itself is probably enraged as well.
Well, I know I am, but I have to just help support you to do it, because I can't just
appreciate it. I appreciate all the love and support. People didn't. I understand when I first came out on YouTube, people didn't know what to expect from me. But you know what? Here I am, and I do make a difference. We collectively make a difference. Me collaborating with other creators, it makes a difference. And this baby's face right now is plastered all over the world because of the work that people like me do. And congratulations. And this is 6 hours away. This would be stupid for me not to go out there and try to help.
It does, Betty. You're doing a great thing, because even if only one person watching realizes the signs And then they're enabling maybe as well, somebody watching and
Yeah.
saying, oh my gosh, no, I need to do something about this and I need to do it now.
Yeah.
I think you should go out there with your sign that just says, if you've seen something, then say something. I mean, seriously, that motto
That
right
actually
there.
might
If
be-
you have seen
Might have
something,
two signs. Where is Quinton? And if you see something, say something.
right?
You know, and
That
I
is-
have my shirt. When I go out to these things, my shirt says a silence is an answer too.
Yep.
It
Yeah.
is. And many people ask themselves, seriously, they say, when they see something like the babysitter with the bruising on the neck or the arm, I think she took it more serious than maybe most would because she babysat them and she saw them every day. But some people, like in this grocery store or at church or school teacher, which is a mandated reporter, but they ask themselves, what if I'm wrong? Well, you know what? Don't ask that question. What if you are right?
Mm-hmm.
And people are afraid to speak up. You think you're afraid to speak? How do you think that child feels every single day?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Guidance, did you have anything to input on this?
Yeah, it happens quite a bit. Even if you look at my scenario, that is my reality. There's an emergency court order. The grandparents disobey it. They work in the courthouse, so they know the implications of the court order, but still allow unsupervised when it's supposed to be supervised. It happens all the time. And their only excuse is blood is blood.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in my opinion, the new blood is more important than the toxic blood. And the kids need to be protected.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way is to advocate and say something.
Well, we're definitely saying something because I'm telling you, these are the types of cases that sicken my stomach. You know, I'm sorry. What can a 20? We just heard that baby, goo goo gaga. What can that child do so wrong to warrant having a belt touch his skin?
Nothing. I have two of them.
May, do you want to input on this? You haven't had an opportunity.
Oh my God. Thank you so much. Hey, I was just going to ask you. So, what the heck? How is Roberta doing?
Hopefully she's flooded out.
Do you think?
I'm sorry.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, hey, that was mean. Yeah.
I am a mean person. What can I say? You asked a question, I give you an honest answer.
Especially when emotions are high.
No, for real.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't go out there. You know, I'm letting the Petito family handle their stuff in court. I plan on being
No. That's
you said Roberta.
That's right, but that's not what we asked. We want to know because you live there, so you would know. Like, what is she fine or is?
Oh, I live 45 minutes away from them. They're in Sarasota County. I'm in Manatee. So either close for me to be out there when the whole Gabby Petito thing, it was still a 45-minute drive there and a 45-minute drive home every day.
Is it flooded as shit? Is Roberta flooded as shit?
That's where Olivia's video, her most recent video of the rescue, it was right there at where we were driving to go out to Myakkahatchee Creek. That whole thing was flooded.
Right.
The water.
What's the dad's name again?
Hmm?
What's the dad's name again?
Christopher Laundrie.
Brian Sr. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Somebody said they saw him and he looked really, really frail and that.
I bet. I hope so. I'm sorry, but if that was my son, shit. Yeah. Dude. Anyway, so I heard, hey, real quick, I heard on the news, like literally on the news or like YouTube, anything, that people were like, yeah, it was DeSantis. That's who it was. Is he good? Because he acted like, you know, and you guys got the bridge all like, I think DeSantis is amazing. Just so you know, that's
our governor's pretty good. He was definitely really good whenever everybody was locked down, you know, because the people weren't able to go out of their houses. At least us here in Florida were able to move. We were able to move.
Right.
We didn't have bars to drink at, but we were able to
I
move
mean,
around.
you guys had him, right?
Yeah, that's
right.
Yeah, I kind of don't want to
And
lose
then-
him. I'm feeling we may lose him soon, to the national scene. I'd like to just keep him here in Florida.
Yeah. Let's keep it on the fact of our cases.
No, so what I'm
Yeah,
gonna say, no, that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. So this is true crime. How's Roberta?
Yep, don't know.
You literally said you hope she's flooded.
I hope her house got flooded. Yep, sure did.
Can I quote you on that, Betty?
You may quote me on that. Bullhorn Betty
Just
says she
kidding.
hopes the laundry
Just
home is
kidding.
flooded.
Just kidding.
Don't worry. Then we got clippers here. Don't worry.
But I never get to talk to you personally, so this is my time. So DeSantis made it look like, it's like we're doing good. Like he whipped that bridge up quick and everything. And so I'm like, but you yesterday was like they need food. So do we still need food?
They're going to need food. They're going to need. I had a whole friends of mine that live in Fort Myers. They did a drive. They raised some more food and stuff like that and passed it out to the people out there. But they were a community. I'm not planning on going out there. I took what we could raise and took those groceries out there for them. But they're going to need groceries. That area is going to be decimated for at least a couple years. I mean, they're getting stuff back together. They're getting power back on. They're getting the water flowing again. But as far as stuff, it's going to be a little minute.
See, here's what I'm saying to everybody in your chat. I would rather hear the news from you, Betty Bullhorn Betty, than Fox or NBC or whatever. Like, you're there.
Mm-hmm.
You and Olivia are there. You guys give us better news than,
We work hard. We don't have as a whole encompassing news process, but we do definitely, when we do have a case, we dive in with both of our feet and we come up for air every now and again until we get something.
All right. Thanks a lot for your time. I love you.
Hey, have a great day. Happy Tuesday.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. So, that's kind of where we are. I don't really have a whole lot more to put on this. Apparently Billy Joe, whatever, is posting stuff. And again, guys, I don't believe the babysitter had anything or any culpability in this child's whatever happened to Quinton Simon. I don't believe that the babysitter, I believe her heart and her intentions were good. I do. But I'd like to know a little bit more from her. I really do. I'd like to hear a little more past behavior of these. It's primarily the mom, Leilani. That's where I'd like. And grandma, because grandma, I was shocked to find out she was 45. You guys saw the shock on my face yesterday. This lady does not look 45 to me. She looks significantly older. And I am even looking at some newer photos of her, and I still don't think she looks 45. I digress. I'm not gonna. She seems like she was a rough mom. She seems like she had a rough life. It seems like her daughter had a rough life because of the condition of her mother, and now the grandchildren are having a very rough life. And this is the cycle of abuse. This is the stuff that I talk about. This is why it was so important for me to break that cycle in my family. My dad worked on it. He wasn't perfect. And many of you guys know, I still love my father. But we had a very hellacious upbringing in my home because of the stuff my dad was dealing with. He had childhood trauma too, but he started the cycle breaking. It is fully broken with me. It is fully broken with my sisters. It's fully broken for this side of the family. That family didn't break that cycle. So do you guys know anything about the cycle of abuse? And do you think it played in this? We're going to start with Tanya first, and then I'll go to you, follow the grain.
I definitely know about it. I came from a very abusive household. I have 5 younger brothers that I felt responsible for because I was the oldest. So, I felt I was the protector, and I think that's why I get angry when I see these kids, being abused. And to me, the threat that kept me quiet growing up was not the threat of losing my parents or being taken away from my parents, but being taken away and separated from my siblings. Because, they felt like my children, like they were my responsibility. But I was definitely determined to break that cycle, to make sure that that cycle wasn't repeated into my own children. And it took some learning, it took some trial and errors, but, I learned to speak to my children, clearly and plainly, and communicate with them, because I think communication is the key to just about everything.
Everything. Yep.
And but I still see some of that cycle repeating in some of my brothers and their families. Some of them broke the cycle, but some of them did not. And you just keep seeing the same things go over and over. And that's why I don't give this grandmother a pass either, because I hate it.
This would have all been different if she realized how precious that custody agreement was, and that those children should, if she was working out of town, guess what? Yeah. Those children should have been out of town with her.
Exactly. No, I grew up hating my mother because my mother kept silent and allowed the abuse to happen. To me, the enablers, are just as guilty as the ones that's doing the actual hurting and the abusing. And so, and neglect to me is just as much damaging as physical abuse. So, no, I don't give them a pass, and I really hope they find this precious baby. I don't believe this baby is alive. I really don't. But, and in that case, I hope they find justice. But if they do find this baby, God, I pray to God that he does not go back.
No. This is gonna be like another Summer Wells. I would get loud at that point. I wouldn't be on the sidelines.
I'll be right there with you, because that would be the hardest part of it all. And then you do feel helpless whenever you do see the court systems keep sending these babies back into these destructive homes. And I adopted 2 children. I took them out of an abusive home, adopted them, and raised them. And I wish I could adopt all the kids in the world and take them out, but I can't. I can't save all the children.
But we can support people that are doing organizations to help them. Like Ricky Beaton is wanting to have this ranch for these kids that have no place. I think that's fabulous, because you have responsibility. You got to feed animals. You're teaching children a lot of good skills on something like that. And I hope I'm going to support him. I hope we can, this is not something that's going to happen overnight, but I think if we all got behind him and realize this is a good endeavor, maybe we can, in 5-10 years, we can have something like that for children.
Well, if you'll share his information, I would definitely love that. There's a lot of organizations, that I try to support, that do go out and help children, especially children that are kidnapped and taken here in the US. Human trafficking isn't, just somewhere else. It's here big time.
Yeah, it is here, and probably more here than anywhere else, because the good thing, another good thing about YouTube is we're in contact with people from all over the world that are in this chat, and we keep wondering, why are all these people from Australia and the UK and these other countries, watching our true crime? You'd think that they would have channels, designated to their own true crime. It's because they don't have the kind of crime we have here in the United States. What are we doing wrong? And I don't want to hear this whole gun crap. That doesn't make having a gun in your possession doesn't make it somebody evil.
No, it does not. And to me, it's the only thing that makes me feel safe. But that's a whole different. Not going to go on that tangent. But
right. That's a whole different argument.
There are evil people in this world, and to deny it, that's the biggest tragedy of it all. Is really to sit there and just deny it and push it under the rug. If you live in a nice, safe life and environment, you can lie to yourself and say that the world is all peachy and cream, and our biggest issues, or I guess what we want to call ourselves or whatever, when there's real evil out there. There's a real heinous crime that's right there next door.
Yeah.
And you just don't know that it's there because you're not opening your eyes to see that it's there. So
yeah, and you made a valid point. I mean, this evil in crime is infiltrating good areas and in places that people perceive as safe, like that area. Like, for example, in Idaho with Michael Monkey Vaughn, their area seemed very safe. This area, from what I see on photos, you know, because I'm not there yet, appears safe.
Right. No, and even look at the Kiely Rodni area. That's white, rich area. You know, tragedy happens there. Mischief, you know, there's evil everywhere. And it's just, you either close your eyes and ignore it. I think, to me, the biggest win the devil has ever done is just to convince the world he doesn't exist, you know, that evil doesn't exist. Because then you can do whatever you want. Yeah. So, but I know evil does exist, you know, and I've tried to prevent my family from ever having to experience, but all I did was handicap them by creating a world for them that is peachy cream. So then when they became adults, they went out there and found out, whoa, wait a minute, the world's not as nice as you made it out to be, you know, and we can hurt them if we don't teach them. But anyway, I think you're doing a great job. I'm watching. I got to go back to work, but I definitely.
God bless you. Thank you for coming on and sharing your thoughts.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Have a great day. Bye. And back to you, Follow the Grain. Now I heard you say Bulldog Tracy. Now you are Bulldog Tracy, right?
That's me.
That's you. So Bulldog Tracy. So tell me what, you know, I'm not gonna fall into this whole thing, and we're not giving Grandma a pass at all. I mean, based upon what I'm looking here, those children should have been with Grandma. This situation we should not even be talking about right now. We should not be talking about. And I'm sorry, Grandma and obviously the courts already knew that this mother had no business raising these children, and did all the right stuff to make sure she didn't raise the children. But that's only as good as the person that's responsible for those kids, making sure they're not put into a dangerous environment. And by allowing these children to stay with their mother after the courts and her acknowledge that her mom is unfit, that's now the responsibility of Grandma. In my mind, you know, we knew daughter was a piece of shit. That's why the courts took the kids away from her.
It should also be the responsibility of the state to make sure. And maybe they did this. Maybe Grandma knew daughter was not supposed to reside in that house.
Oh, yeah.
But I know a lot of times, like we were mentioning the other day, they allow the kids to stay even when someone's going through rehab, knowing they're going to relapse 12, 15 times, and these children are in harm's way. So I don't understand that. It happens all across every state, that there's a temporary safety order against, say, the mother, okay? But we return the children to the home and just have because the father was there. Well, then when the father goes to work or whatnot, the mother is abusing these children. You need to take the abuser out of the home.
Yeah. And that sounds like that's what Grandma was trying to do. But, you know, she's the one that technically had a court order to be responsible for these kids. And she failed. Period.
Wait a minute.
Did.
Okay, Ricky's going to chime in on this.
Hey, how y'all doing this morning?
Am I being too hard on Grandma, Ricky?
Huh?
Am I being too hard on Grandma?
Well, I'm going to tell you something. Betty, Oreo's in on the scene. Here's Oreo. You see Oreo?
I see Oreo.
Oh,
that's my baby. He's real smart. I used to fall over cars a lot walking around with my cane and stuff, and now I take Oreo and Oreo walking around the cars.
Oh, nice.
But no, Betty, she was right. You know, a lot of people, they do take people out of the home when people do drugs. You know, and they go for treatment, they go back, and it's just repeated over and over and over. I don't understand all that, but anyway, I really don't know what to think about this case yet. I mean, I've listened to a lot of news interviews, and I listened to you and Dolly and different ones, and I really don't. I heard the news this morning. One I heard this morning said when the mother got up, the door was open. Did you hear that?
Yeah, but she also said that the biological dad had him too. So I mean, she's kind of it's not credible.
Do you think they're going to find his body?
I think they have. When I saw that chief smile, I think they have an idea. I don't think they found him yet, but he seemed pretty confident that they were going to find this little boy.
Right. Y'all, here's my other little baby.
Oh, and hello.
That's Zoe.
Zoe. Hi, Zoe. Hi, pretty.
Oh,
is Zoe a boxer?
She licked the screen. Did that. Wow. But no, I wish all this crime would. I wish there's a way we could stop all this. You know what happened yesterday? About 3 or 4 miles from me, this Asian guy threw this the aunt threw this mother up against the wall and grabbed her 5-year-old child, and she started running, beating on the van and everything, and other neighbors seen it and everything, and they called the law, and they called him 10 minutes later, and he had 2 other children there besides that little 5-year-old child.
Mm-hmm.
And praise the Lord that other people saw that, or he might have got away with them little kids. It was an Asian guy.
Mm-hmm.
Can you believe that? It just don't nothing surprise me. I pack a gun everywhere I go. I ain't gonna lie about it. Because you just don't know about nothing no more. And I hope they find that little boy. I hope and pray they do. But I would think they done found him by now, in my opinion.
Well, let's see what we got here. You know what? I haven't pulled up Google Earth. Yes, ma'am.
Nothing. I'm afraid to see what we got here.
I know. I'm pulling up Google Earth, and I want to see some things.
And Betty, I can get my guitar ready if you want me to sing a song today.
Oh, you know what? That's right. I forgot to tell everybody. So many of you guys know I love Ricky Beavers. I think he is a very talented musician. I call him friend. And
I am your friend, Betty.
Yes. And so he played a song for me yesterday. And I asked him, I said, would you mind playing live today? And he has graciously offered his services to the Bullhorn Betty channel. We get a live concert. He's going to be singing a song related to the veterans that he wrote.
Let me go get my guitar. Hold on.
Yeah, go get your guitar.
How awesome.
So if you guys have it, you got a few minutes to let the streets of YouTube know to come over to the Bullhorn Betty channel for a free Ricky Beaver concert. That's just one song, but it's still a concert to Bullhorn Betty because I don't get out of the house much. So he's going to give us that. So I think it's going to be awesome. Yeah. And it's a beautiful song. He played it for me. I'm like, damn.
Oh, you've already heard it.
I have. He serenaded me. I got a special private concert from Ricky Beavers yesterday. I did.
Wow. Well, you know, you do got to vet these people.
I know. They're a little crazy.
No pun intended. Oh, gosh.
But, you know, and then he's like, well, Betty, you can go over to my rickybeavers.com and see the video or go over to my, I said, yeah, but you know what? It's not you. I mean, it's you, but it's not live. Like, you know,
it's a whole
I'm
different
special.
experience.
I'm Bullhorn Betty. We get live here.
Mm-hmm. Goodness.
Okay, so while he's getting his guitar and getting it all tuned up, we're going to go over here to Buckhalter Road in Savannah, Georgia. We're going to take a little tour while he's getting his pipes cleared out, and let's just see what's all around here. Let's see what we got going on here.
Goodness me. While you're doing that and he's getting his guitar, it seems like we expect people to break the cycle, right? Which
look at all that greenery. Come on now.
Oh.
There's a place that boy is real close to that home.
Gosh.
That's a lot of greenery there.
I saw that, but not in color and whatnot. Just like on the map, all the
that's
woods.
That is.
I'm telling you, I've been doing some thinking, not in a crazy way, but all these cases and stuff get me thinking because I have 17 acres and 14 of them are woods.
I wish I owned all of that.
And I thought, what if somebody ever hit a body on my property? Would I even know?
No.
Would I even know?
No.
That became very scary me.
Yeah. Ricky, you ready? You ready, my friend? Don't hear him. So there's the community right there. It's just going to spin for a little minute, but there's the community right there. That's a lot of greenery. That you don't have to go very far at all. And it looks like we have a body of water right here. That's not too far from the house.
I think they searched that right away. Early on.
Yeah,
because
we have, I mean, this right here. Yeah, and there's another.
Is that a big creek through or just trees?
It looks like this is a dirt path of some sort.
Okay.
Here, there's a body of water here. There's a body of water here. This looks like a main drag road here. All right, we ready, Ricky? We ready?
Hey, can y'all see me good?
Yeah, you're upside down though. You're to the side.
Oh, I'm upside down. Okay, let me fix.
Oh no, you're just to the side. It's turned.
Let me fix that.
Yeah.
I gotta go ahead and talk, Betty. Let me work on this because this
okay.
is new to me. I gotta.
There it is. That's right side up, right there.
Yeah, I know, but I gotta make it full screen.
Ah, gotcha. Then it's not rotating right.
So we get the full live.
Yeah. How cool is this? Ricky Beaver live on the Bullhorn Betty channel.
Let me see if it'll work like this. I don't know. I ain't never done it. Like. No, it won't.
I don't want to distract him, but I want to know what his shirt says.
What does your shirt say? I don't know. It says, installing strength, please wait. Love it.
I need one that says installing calm, please wait.
Well, once you get that one, please send one over to Bullhorn Betty.
Fitting.
Because my calm levels are I should like say my freak out levels are a little high. Calming's not uploading as quickly as I'd like.
Dog Tracy's are high too, but I have a little break in the case that I'm sorry, in the episodes of the boy I chose to be a voice for.
Yeah.
And I'm watching other stuff and getting just as mad.
Yeah.
And discouraged, frankly.
So but you know what? Looking at this area though, we got a lot of searching to do.
That's a lot of ground.
That's a lot of freaking ground. So that means I don't have to wear my boots. And that means I'm going to have to wear my work clothes. I got to get out here.
You know, one thing about it, maybe there's lots of trails through there that people walk and hike, and maybe if that will help find this baby.
I'm looking for this. I don't see that. I have a funny feeling we're looking for a duffel bag, cooler, box, you know, something
yeah.
that you know, I don't know if they would have been smart enough to, you know, go underground or not. I don't know. I hate thinking like that. It makes me feel so dirty thinking like this, you know, with the whole kid missing and what could have happened. But I just, you know, I keep wanting to believe that this was an accident, but the more stuff I peel back on this case, the more it's looking pretty, you know, it's just not sitting with me right. It's just not, especially the court stuff and how recent it is to this child missing. It's almost like Summer Wells where DCF is coming there the next day and she disappears.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not sitting well with me. This is just not sitting well with me.
Not at all.
As soon as Ricky gets back, we'll put him up. He's just
that was that full screen he went.
Yeah, he wanted the full screen, so he went bye-bye.
Oh, too cute.
Yeah.
And now he's the gentleman you were speaking of that was talking about the ranch. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
So I really wanted to, you know, and this is not the first time he's approached me and talked about it and stuff like that. You know, he's been talking about this ranch for these children for a really long time. And, you know, the more that we get into these cases and stuff like that, and the realization is there's no place for these kids to go. The foster care system is overtaxed. The social services is overtaxed. The Department of Children and Family Services is overtaxed. We have all these overtasked entities that are responsible for protecting our children, and they're not. And we need organizations that give these children safe spaces, safe houses, places away from abusive parents, SA, drugs, all this stuff. They need a place to be able to thrive and grow and break those chains. And you're not going to do it, if, for example, when you have grandma stepping up to the plate and you find out grandma's just as bad as the daughter.
If not more so. I mean, we have no idea.
Yeah.
And if her kids were removed from her, they don't have a good, strong relationship anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So her children didn't really, I don't know who had them if they were taken away or whatnot. I don't want to insult anybody, but they didn't really have a mother, and the one they did have.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and it sounds like she was giving the daughter, wanting to, of course, as we all would want to give our child the benefit of the doubt. But when the signs are so obvious and you've already went to court to get custody, now you're serving eviction, why did you leave? Even with a babysitter, like you said, who is not maybe trained or what her experience is. Sounds like she was just, like you said, a church goer doing a church goer a favor. She didn't even know these people.
And I doubt that she's ever been presented with this, with children being abused and stuff like that. She probably has never experienced this. She probably was just doing what she thought was right, documenting the injuries, letting the grandmother know that there's something seems foul so grandma can take care of it. It seems to me that she was very reliant on grandmother stepping up to the plate and taking care of these issues that she's seeing. It doesn't seem like
she was. But in my head, I thought she said, this is how my mind sees it. And if it's this way, I'm very disappointed in babysitter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because I swore she said the bruising on his neck and arm that looked like belt bruising was from the day before. The day before.
Yeah, well, sometimes
that's what, when you say, see something, say something.
Yeah.
Like, not 2 weeks from now, not when something bad happens, now you're telling people what you saw so that she can be caught and there can be justice. What about preventative measures? For heaven's sake. I'm sorry. That's how I feel. I'm very passionate.
I am Team Summer saying I have crayons for anybody that needs to sit in the corner today. So if anybody's being rude, this is a channel you can express yourself, but be kind to one another. Okay, sorry about that.
She might have been telling me. I don't know. I was getting ready to go on a rampage. Oh gosh.
Yeah, no, we can rampage, especially, the babysitter should, and I think Ronnie should have said something. I think the babysitter realizes that. I'm sure the babysitter.
I know.
But you got to understand, it sounds like she just was letting the grandmother know, but I'm thinking if a child came to a house with belt marks and I really thought the parents did it, and the grandma's telling me to give the children back to the parents, I would strongly disagree and say, look, I just don't feel comfortable giving these children back to her.
And if she insisted, then I would have
made
called
other
somebody.
arrangements. This is what I'd say. You need to make other arrangements, or I'm calling law enforcement.
Yes. Yes. Or even CPS, or I have pictures of the bruising on his neck. You're not taking me seriously. I think this is more serious than you want to let on because you're personally attached to your daughter, right? But I have to act. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because it was all about that. And I just keep thinking it was the fatal thing was her taking those children back over to the mom's house. If the babysitter had kept them, if grandma would have taken her children, because they're in her custody, with her to her job, this child would still be here, period. This child did not leave that house unless it left it in some kind of container of some sort. I'm telling you, that child did not leave that house. And I keep wondering, and I keep thinking, Danny is responsible for where that child is placed. I can't prove it, but I think he's working to cover his girlfriend's butt, which he has a kid with. Now, I'm sorry. I just don't think anybody's hands are clean. Maybe grandma doesn't know what happened to her grandchild, but she should. She's the legal guardian.
It does, and typically a mother's gut will know whether it's said or proven anyway.
Ricky Beaver, are you coming back up? You dropped off and I haven't seen you back. I saw you tuning your guitar. I'll put the
I hope he's not playing.
I know. I hope he's not playing either, because we're not on here, Ricky.
Ricky.
So I just posted the link in the chat if you want to grab it. There you are. There you are. Let's see if we got it now. There you go. Hey. About ready?
All right, Betty.
Yep.
I'm
We're ready.
All right. Hold on a
Here
second.
it goes, guys.
Let me see. How's that?
That's perfect.
Can y'all see me good?
Yep. And actually, they're gonna see you better now. There you go. They're gonna see you better now.
You ready?
Yep.
Y'all, I wrote this about a friend of mine. He passed away on the December the 17th at 2:20 a.m. I wrote this song about him. He got to hear it before he died, and I wrote this, and then we just added all the other veterans along with this. So this is called The Veteran. Got a letter in the mail one day, changed his life in a big way. Said your friends and neighbors has selected you. Gonna learn to be a soldier. You might even go over and fight for your flag, the red, white, and blue. So they checked it out. He was good. Sent him out to Fort Leonard Wood. 10 weeks of hell. They call back to team. Learn how to shoot and clean. A 45 and an M16 and Fort Sill. Learn artillery. He's gonna be a veteran, proud American. Gonna fight for the right to keep us free. He's gonna be a veteran, trying to be a better man. We're standing up to a ruthless enemy. A short stay in Korea, then to Southeast Asia for 13 months in a place called Vietnam. Learning war was political, but he couldn't be critical. He was pledged to fight for his Uncle Sam. Now the days are long in a war zone. One misstep and you were gone. He came back suffering PTSD. His friend thought he lost his mind. He couldn't leave that war behind. He fought for freedom, but he wasn't free. He's a veteran, a proud American. He did what he thought was right, but it feels all wrong. He's a veteran, trying to be a better man. But in his mind, the war goes on. Yeah, in his mind, the war goes on. In his mind, the war goes on.
Congratulations. That was a great song. It was a great song. Love it. Ricky, you just tell we got 600 people in the chat. You have this vision. You have this vision, and then I want you to tell people how, if they like your song and like your work, how they can get a CD from you. Can you tell us a little bit about what you are wanting to do for these children?
Well, what I want to do, Betty, if it's God's will, and I know it is, I want to build a place where children has no parents, even they do have parents and they need support. I want to have a place where they come, they live there free, and then we teach them about the Lord above, of course, about God. Learn how to plant things and have activities they can do, and just encourage them and love them in every way that we know how. And, just be a strong support of them and show them love like they need to be. And, of course, I want to have a big farm, horseback riding, swimming, fishing, just different great things that they can do, to kind of get children's mind off, other things that shouldn't be on, to get them in the right direction. And so, that's what I want to do in life. And I just know that God laid this vision, put this vision in my heart, and I want it to come to pass. Of course, it takes a village of people. And then what I like to try to do, what I want to do too, is like if people need to, like adults, of course, you'd have a background check and all that, check you out thoroughly. You can come there and help the kids. You live there for free. You eat 3 meals a day. You just help with the children. And you can be there as long as you want to. So that's my goal. And you can, we're going to have the CD ready with this song on it. And I got another song that my manager wrote about me. It's called A Golly Man. That's going to be on my CD that's getting ready to come out also. So we're just working on getting all the artwork and all that together for that. And the veteran will be on there too. And, but you can go to rickybeavers.com and check it out. Then I sing for weddings, birthday parties, in the county occasion. I got my own PA equipment, and I do like a one-man show, or you can hire a whole band. You can get me with the band.
And what state are you from that you would be willing to do these one-man shows?
Kentucky.
So anybody from Kentucky, if you want to have a rockin' wedding, a party, a birthday party, a celebration, don't forget to call my boy, Ricky Beavers. He's from Kentucky, man.
Just go to rickybeavers.com, and then you can get the information, and then just kind of go from there. We're going to have CDs and T-shirts and just different things we're going to be doing. And also, Betty, I want to support the veterans. That's the reason my manager and I wrote this song about the veterans. And then I wrote a song called Black and Blue. If you got a Alexa, just say, hey, Alexa, play Ricky Beavers Black and Blue. And then when it said, here's a station based on Ricky Beavers Black and Blue. And then if that song don't come on first, they skip. Then you should hear me, my song come up on Black and Blue. I'm on 148 different digital outlets.
Awesome. Well, congratulations. And anything that we support Ricky Beavers. He's raising these funds again for this location, this farm or
I don't want to kids ranch because I don't want to get
ranch. There we go, ranch.
Think of Michael Jackson. I don't want to call it that.
But it's a ranch for children, and that's his vision, and that's why he's doing what he's doing to raise money and try to get this vision put on paper and then eventually built. And we here at the Bullhorn Betty channel absolutely support Ricky's endeavors. And we will continue to do so. And he's even got, he was going into the veteran stuff, which I'm trying to help. You reached out to me, you're reaching out to other creators to kind of get on board with this, this veterans event that you would love nothing more to do for just the veterans and just to say thank you to them.
Yes, around the November the 10th or the 11th when we're thinking. And Betty, also, I want to help. Be honest, I got a lot on my plate. Of course, like I said, I can't do it alone. I like to be able to help feed the poor, clothe the poor, and that's all joined together in one accord. And I wrote it. Did you go watch that song? Listen to me play that song yet? Make America Great Again on YouTube?
I have not. I have been swamped, and then I probably won't even be able to listen to it unless when I'm on the road heading to Savannah. So you're looking at a few hours.
That's fine. That's fine, Betty, but I think you're having me on here, and God bless each and every one. Everybody remember you're special, and y'all be sure to support Betty and get the likes up. We need everybody to like right now. I don't know how many likes you got showing right now, Betty.
I'm not even paying attention. I roll with the show. I leave that up to the audience and the mods to get those thumbs up. I just say one or two times through the show, don't forget to like me, and it is what it is. But don't forget a thumbs up because we just got a concert from Ricky Beavers. That was awesome. Right. That was awesome, baby.
Thank you so much, darling. God bless each and every one. Everybody remember, you are special. God loves you, and Ricky Beavers loves you.
Thank you, Ricky. We'll
We're
chat
gonna
soon.
a closure on this this little boy, and also I want to closure in on Summer Wells and little Monkey Vaughn, man, and
the list goes on. It's heartbreaking.
God, and it don't stop, does it?
It doesn't. It doesn't. It's sick.
But hey, everybody, God bless you, and I hope everyone has a wonderful day, Betty. And thank you so much for having me up here. Everybody,
absolutely.
About Ricky Beavers, if you would, and I do want to encourage you go to my website, rickybeavers.com. I have a YouTube channel. Please subscribe and like, and then I got a Facebook page. Please follow that and like my page on that too. It'd be greatly appreciated. Let's get
hold on, Mods, if you can grab his YouTube, rickybeavers.com, and his Facebook and post it into the chat if you can, I'd greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, hey Betty, I want them to do that on rickybeavers.com.
Okay. Ricky Beavers. I'll type that in right now. Hold on, I can do that. Regina, I'm sorry, I just saw you there. I'll pull you up in just a second. Give me just 2 shakes of a lamb's tail, Ricky Beavers.
Ricky, that was awesome. Absolutely awesome. I found myself turn the volume all the way up. And when you did the little pause there, I was like, no, it's not over. I was dancing like I lived in Truckee. Okay.
Right.
That was awesome. And on a serious note, you are a wonderful human being.
Thank you. You know, being blind, everyone, is I'll tell you, I see more than people can see. I just want to share that with everybody. But everybody join in with me, and we'll have a CD, okay, coming out soon. So be sure to check it out. And as I said, go to the rickybeavers.com and subscribe to my YouTube channel and like, and be greatly appreciated. And also my Facebook there. Mm-hmm. And Beavers, Louisville, Kentucky. That's kind of my personal Facebook. If you want to send me a friend request, I just received one just now, and just keep them rolling in, and we'll keep you updated what's going on with me. And thank you, Betty, and we look forward to getting this song to you, "Make America Great Again," and we'll go that way too. Cause
you got it. You take care.
God bless everybody.
God bless you too. Thank you, Ricky. Bye-bye. So, Regina, you haven't had an opportunity to speak. Thank you so much for being patient. What do you think about Ricky Beavers? Were we awesome? Were we blessed or what?
Oh, we were so blessed. I was both highly impressed and moved. That man was wonderful.
Yes, his heart's so good. He's such a sweet, sweet, sweet man. Yes, absolutely.
We need more Rickies in the world.
I've met a lot of jerks on YouTube. But you know what? Believe it or not, I've met a lot of great people. And those great people I surround myself with. And, you know, like Sonia and Miss Robin, you know, Susiana, Guidance in Life. These are people, Justice for All, Marissa. These are people I've personally met, you know, that are just great people. And, you know, that's few and far between in this swamp of a crap hole called YouTube.
Oh, honey, it's the whole world. It's not just YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think about the whole, you know, Quinton Simon thing?
Okay. Probably fixing to blow some minds here for just a second. Whenever I was 2 years old, my parents went to prison for the murder of my 10-month-old baby sister.
Oh. So you've experienced something like this as a child yourself?
Yes. And I have been in the system. Luckily, my mother's parents got custody of me. They ended up adopting me later and raised me. But it was after the hell of the system. I mean, the system is just as much hell as crazy parents that don't care about their kids. It really is. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing that gets me. My mother's mother, after my parents went to prison for murder, refused on the principle that they were accused of it and went to prison for it, period, refused to give my biological mother custody of us or let them have any kind of unsupervised visitation with us or anything, anything. And that's what's not adding up for me here. Why did grandma have custody of these kids?
I wonder if
she's obviously getting state assistance. And through state assistance, ends up getting a child support claim for these kids. But mom is in the house, unsupervised, apparently, with this baby, this beautiful, oh, Jesus help me. This beautiful baby has come up missing, and grandma was not the one taking care of these kids like she was supposed to be. And then the first thing comes out of her mouth whenever everything comes out in the public, her on the news throwing her daughter under the bus.
So she knew,
what?
But that's the worst part about it, is the grandmother knew. She knew that the mom was unfit so much so she took her child to court to get custody of those kids. Why would you take your child to court to get custody of your kids? And why didn't you just tell the judge that you believe in your child and she should have custody? Because that's all you did was a bunch of paperwork. That's it.
Right. And it seems like the only thing that was gained for anybody in this situation was the family getting state funds whenever there's children still being abused and not taken care of.
Yeah, that's why I think it was a fraud. I think it was fraud. Was it for money? Now, granted, I want to tell you guys, when you take care of kids and you get that check from the state, it's not much, because, and the only reason why I know this is because my best friend is dealing with this right now, and how much she's having to spend right now so those kids can have a good quality of life. And I'm telling you that money from the state barely scratches the surface. And there are so many procedures that those kids need to have that are on Medicaid, where Medicaid doesn't even cover it, where my best friend's having to fork out $200, $300, $400 for procedure, and they're required to have them. Like if a doctor says that they have to have this test and you don't do it, it could be perceived as neglect. So she's having to literally fork out money for $300, $400 for these procedures or these tests for these kids that are required that Medicaid doesn't even cover.
Yeah. I mean, it's expensive raising children, and you're right. The state, what little assistance you're getting from the state does not help pay for children, especially children you're taking in that aren't yours. I mean, but that's not even the major point here. The point is, how can you send them babies back over there if anybody said they were unfit to have those babies, especially you?
Because this is the fraud factor. This is the fraud factor that I think that they were doing. Mom takes custody. She gets the state assistance that they would not have had if they were in mom's custody. They were able to use that assistance to pay for the babysitter, and mom still is watching the kids at night and in the morning before they go to the babysitter. It, to me, sounds like they manufactured this, for what I don't know is that, this is just a theory that I have, and I have multiple theories that contradict each other, but I'm looking at all avenues. And this is one of the theories I came up with. Why would mom have custody and leave the kids with the person she just took custody from, unless it was fraudulent, unless there was some level of fraud?
Somebody needs taken out behind the woodshed and whipped real, real hard over this baby boy.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, Bullhorn Betty can't do it because I'm already Machete Betty and Strangler Betty. So I'll leave it to one of my okay.
Now, Miss Betty, sometimes we all know you need a machete.
I know. You never know when I'm grilling hot dogs.
That's great. But
no pun intended, guys. No pun intended.
But seriously, I mean, this case, like, I can't help but go back to the baby Elena case, the little girl that was found in the rafters.
Yeah.
I can't help but keep going back to this case. Dad lost custody to mom. Tried proving mom unfit, but, he still lost custody. Went to go pick baby up from mom for his scheduled visitation. Mom says, "Oh, the baby's missing." Mm-hmm. I mean, look how long it took to even report this baby missing. I think LE has like some ring cam video or something. I think they have some crucial evidence that they're not putting out in the public. And I think you're right, Betty. I think there's going to be an arrest made this week.
I saw that chief. Trust me. I saw that chief of police, and I saw his involuntary. Trust me. Chief of police don't smile when they're in a press conference. You don't see chief of police. That was involuntary. He knew something. He knew something. It was in the back of his head so much so he could not control his facial expression. So no, that was involuntary. He knows something. There's something behind that scene, and he he was dancing because he gave us word salad. It's just a missing person investigation, but not even 3 minutes later, he says, well, we're working with the FBI, we're doing this criminal, just very nonchalant. Very nonchalant, like he just wanted to move past the whole. We're looking at this as a criminal investigation. Right back to the missing person. It's like
right. And here's something. Here's something else totally that just boggles me about this case. If one of my kids come up missing, the first thing I'm going to do is open up everything from my computer files. I mean, I'm going to give LE everything they need to clear me as a suspect so they can find my kid. But whenever you got family members saying, oh, I don't trust this family member, where else is there to look?
Not only that, but this is a woman that lives with her daughter, that's evicting her daughter. So this, of all people that know their children, it's mom. And she knew that those children should not have been in the custody of Leilani. She knew that. She knew better.
Yeah. And she still left them there.
Mm-hmm. Sure did.
And I can't get over that. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's too many. There's not enough being done for these kids out here at all. Mm-mm. There's really not. There's so many kids out here going through these situations in their homes. And then what's sad is whenever somebody steps up and says something about it, they take them out of their homes that were pretty bad, but then they put them through sheer hell in the system. Yeah. I mean, it's like these kids are sliding down double-edged swords every day of their lives before they're 5 years old and can make a decision. Mm-hmm. Of what kind of juice they want, Right. It's pitiful. Yeah. And this grandmother is guilty. I mean, she's guilty whether she did something to this baby or not. It is her failure. And it is also the failure of the state.
She is the guardian of these kids. The kid that is missing, grandma is responsible for. Grandma was about to start getting a child support check from Leilani for this very child that's now missing. And it was just ordered very, very soon before this child went missing. This is too coincidental. And then you have her served with an eviction paper, literally, a couple days or a day before this child goes missing. This to me seems like this girl, Leilani, wanted to teach her mother a lesson, and the lesson was Quinton, from where I'm sitting. And I could be completely wrong, and this could just be coincidental and just an accident that was covered up. But I think there's more sinister stuff here, knowing that all these family issues that are going on. And it sounds like this daughter would have been very vindictive toward the mother, because the mother was a piece of crap when this daughter was growing up. And this piece of crap mother, in her opinion, is now trying to throw her out of her home and take her kids.
I couldn't agree with you more on that. It's man, there's no words for it, Betty. There's no words for it.
All of what you just said, coupled with the babysitter's account of those bruises showing up a day or two before as well, just is a huge red flag to me, if not flashing light.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. There's and again, I was outside of the shock of the mom being 45 years old, literally only 2 years older than me. And I didn't want to make it public. I heard that, obviously one of my favorite stalkers and creators that love to stalk Bullhorn Betty has already made a video about me being shocked of her age. But that just shows you the lifestyle she had. And then we find out all these other things that, mom's trying to evict daughter, mom's taking custody of the kids, mom's now granted child support. And, mom was this piece of garbage. She comes out and says she was. She understands what her daughter's going through because she went through the same thing.
She enabled her daughter and endangered those children.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I'll be surprised if grandma doesn't end up with a child endangerment charge for mom being in that house. Because let me tell you something, it don't take no piece of paper to get someone out of your house that's a threat to your kids. I got a 2x4, a hammer. No, honey, I'm talking about, I got weapons. I got a kitchen knife, if nothing else.
Right. But I mean, if mom wanted to evict this daughter quickly, all she would have had to done is go down there and file a restraining order. It doesn't take anything to get a temporary restraining order. All you have to do is show a couple tears and you got your temporary restraining order. You go back and prove your case. But by that time, the child's, her daughter and her boyfriend would have been removed from the home.
Okay.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
strategies that can be used. All above board, by the way. Nothing illegal about that at all.
Nothing. But what this family had going on with this whole, nah, man, there's so much more going on. And you're exactly right. Ellie has so much already on this whole circumstance. He knows exactly. Now, if they don't know exactly where this little boy is, they know exactly when he left that house.
Yeah, they know exactly what happened to him. I guarantee they're sitting there. I mean, you could see, even though that chief smiled, you can see the anger in his eyes. You can see the hurt in his eyes. And when I saw his eyes, his eyes were almost like red around the rims. It almost looked like he was crying at some point or just stressed out over the whole thing. I don't know if he would have admitted to crying or anything, but I think this is affecting him. And I think he knows that child's gone. But I also think he knows he's very proud of his deputies and his police that have, and he was very clever in his wording because nothing that they've got concrete yet. And he almost implied that they're putting the pieces of the puzzle together now.
Yes.
And, reading between the lines and all, that's what I do best.
Yes. Oh, his face gave everything away. I mean, if he didn't it wasn't ha. He wasn't laughing because the little boy's missing this, that, and the other. He's laughing because these fools think they got away with it, and he already knows better.
And I even said that because everybody was talking about how they said they cleared Jagger, and how they thought that this was the ploy, this was the bluff, that they were only clearing him so he could make a mistake. And I said, no, they don't clear him like that, because that causes entirely too much PR issues to clear somebody and then to unclear them, because then the people will think that they were lied to, and you never want to do that. But what this chief did was very clever. This was the bluff. This is what we see when you're trying to somebody make the mistake. He's out there telling people, well, we don't think they're guilty. Are they home? We don't know. We're not monitoring them. We don't know whether they're there at the house or not there at the house. They very well may be. But he was letting them know publicly, we're not watching you. We don't know your comings and goings. That's the bluff.
Yes.
Because damn well the FBI's got trackers on every single vehicle.
And that smile on his face was
trail cams at every single tree.
Yeah. And that smile on his face was, we already got y'all nailed to the wall. Y'all just don't know it yet, and y'all deserve it.
It was like him telling us, y'all just wait a minute. Just wait a minute.
We'll be doing this we'll be doing this until the end of the week, he says. And it's like, I know that somebody's getting arrested. And they're getting arrested before the end of the week. That's what I heard. I don't know what anybody else heard.
Anyways, it's coming.
It's coming.
Betty, I gotta say, listen, there's just a few of you content creators that I really enjoy, and you are definitely one of them. Don't let none of your haters change you for anything, Machete Betty.
So far. Actually,
I love the Machete Betty.
The fact that I'm offensive, and I'm thinking, you know what? That needs to be the new shirt. I'm happy to be Bullhorn Betty offensive.
I am an artist, established artist. I have paintings. I do acrylic. I would love to design you a Machete Betty t-shirt.
Design me a Machete Betty t-shirt. Absolutely.
I got you, Betty.
I will not.
I got you.
I'll give you any photo. You can use any photo of mine you want. If you want to put daggers and red eyes, I'm good with it.
I've got you, Betty. I'm totally.
Maybe why did you even add the red horns and the little red tail? I'm good with that too. I don't mind people thinking I'm scary. In some respects, that's a good thing. In some respects, when people that watch me know I'm a pretty decent person. I actually have a heart and all this other stuff, but I'm fine with being that horrible person that people need to fear, because in the end of the day, when people hear me coming into town, they kind of clench their butt cheeks, and I'm okay with that.
Well, Betty, the angel of wrath carries a big sword, honey. Mm-hmm. He's still an angel.
Yeah. And God wraps me with armor, and I figured if this wasn't what I was supposed to do, he'd break my arms, my legs, and sew my lips shut.
He'd keep you from it. But you're out here speaking the truth, and God puts that above all else. Yeah. I mean, there's no truth in lies. There's no truth in hating on each other. And you got to love your haters, girl, because you know they're building you up. In the long run, they're building you up.
People are watching them. They're dogging me. They're like, I do the same damn thing Bullhorn Betty's doing.
Yeah, and the funny thing is they're doing worse. And they're creating false leads and everything else. At least you're out here giving the straight facts.
Yeah. And I do my opinions, but you guys get the facts. You get the facts as I know them and why I formulate the opinions I do. And sometimes even my facts that I put out here, you know, make a perfect circle for me, but may make a box for one of my audience members. And they need to, you know, express that too, because our minds don't think the same. You know, we process information differently. Each individual person here on this earth is unique. You can look like somebody, you can talk like somebody, you can even act like somebody. But what you can't be is somebody else. You are truly unique, and your body is unique, and so is your brain.
That is exactly what my name means. Follow the grain in your own wood. You just summed it up.
Yeah.
Amen. Anyways, ladies, it has been an absolute pleasure. Betty, don't ever change. And I'll get back to you. I'm going to design something. I paint by hand with acrylic, so the original design will be hand painted acrylic.
I've been watching some people don't realize, before you go, people don't realize, you know, Bullhorn Betty needs outlets too. And YouTube is none less the outlet for me as it is for all of you. My outlet, however, is not true crime, but it is the carpet cleaning. You know, there's dirty carpets and stuff. Like, I can sit there and watch that stuff for hours. I don't know why it interests me.
Oh, no. I was watching it earlier.
But the other one is the acrylic pours. I am absolutely fascinated with the acrylic pours and some of the stuff that they do to get the design on the canvas. It's
yes. Bullhorn Betty, I have 80 of those hanging in my she shed.
Do you?
I love to do it.
So,
wow.
You know, and who knew Bullhorn Betty knew about acrylic pour? I never even knew about acrylic pour until probably about 3 months ago. Just to be honest.
Oh, if you don't make a mess out of it, you'll make something beautiful, guaranteed.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the beauty of it. No matter how messy it gets, it still ends up beautiful. Like, you can really screw up an acrylic pour and you still have an amazing art piece.
Yes, I agree completely. A conversation piece, if nothing else.
Absolutely. It's awesome. It's
You
awesome.
never,
thank you, Regina.
Huh?
I said I wanted to thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're great. Like I said, Machete Betty, don't change for nobody. You take that and you own it and wear it proud, girl.
I do.
All right. You ladies, stay blessed. Bye.
So we're kind of at the end of the show, you know, so follow your brain. Bulldog Tracy, tell me, you know, we covered a lot. We covered Kiely, Rodni. We spent the majority of our time like being frustrated with grandma in the Quinton Simon case. But, you know, what do you feel? Oh, and T Watts just got here. You missed the show, T Watts. You missed the show. You have to do the replay. And I'm going to make sure there's 15 ads in there for you. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. But what do you think about, you know, what are your final thoughts throughout for the whole show?
Okay. You know, I kind of give public service announcements. I'm going to say this. I personally am so sick and tired of hearing, well, I didn't think anything like this was going to happen. Mm-hmm. Oh, something like that. Well, you didn't ever think it could happen to me, not to my family. You know, you hear this time over time again. Mm-hmm. So what does it take for people to realize it could happen to you and to not be silent when you see something is wrong? Mm-hmm. That is beyond me. It's beyond my comprehension.
Yeah.
That people can still think that when every single case that gets reported on, somebody says that.
Yeah. And you know, but I think it is true. Like it's
whether it be,
that's what we try to, you know, when I was growing up, I remember my parents, of course, it went in one ear and out the other, like everything else my parents said. But it was always about that. You know, you don't know. I lost my train of thought. Never mind. Just keep going. It's been
no. Finish your thought. Finish your thought.
But I forgot my thought. My thought was right here. I went to open my mouth and it went like that. I think I'm going through Alzheimer's. I think I got early onset Alzheimer's. I think I started. I don't know if it's that or if it's just lack of sleep. It's one of the two.
It's probably, you've been through a lot here. You're doing 2 cases.
Yeah, but I forgot where I was going with it. But that's okay. I'll when I replay this, I'll be like, oh, I need to remember that, and then I'll have to, put it in somewhere in one of my other other sessions.
But what I'm saying is, just when people think that it's an afterthought.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. But you know what? In all reality, thank you, brain, for catching up. But it was that. So people don't think it's going to happen, because think about it. I mean, even when I was younger, they always told me, you always think it's never going to happen to you until it does. And still to this day, it has always gone out in one ear and out the other. And I'm in true crime now. So I take this stuff a lot more serious. So
well, anything can happen to anybody at any time. When do people realize that?
Yeah, when's it time to commit crime? Anytime.
Oh. Mm-hmm. And who?
Anybody.
No, it takes all walks of life, okay? This kind of crime does not discriminate. Okay, you can be a lawyer abusing your child. You can be a doctor abusing your child.
Yeah. Joe Kenda, I think, said it best. He says every person is capable of killing someone. It takes the right ingredients to create a killer.
And if you think it, you can probably do it. It's just most people think and know that you don't do something like that. But some people don't have that border, that line.
We broke it down like, it's whatever. There's a perfect storm that happens that can literally turn anybody into a killer. And that's what he said. We are all capable. Everybody, even you, me, even sweet little Mama Bullhorn, with the right ingredients, is capable of taking somebody else's life. We are designed to protect ourselves, fight or flight.
And it pretty much takes those same mix of ingredients for someone to even unalive themselves.
Yeah, it does. It's the perfect storm. And right now we're dealing with the perfect storm on a child, where all these things, this was the spiraling effect. I don't know if many of you watch, how long you guys have watched me, but I always talk about the spiraling effect behind closed doors. We see it in a lot of cases where there's just a whole litany of all these issues, and these people are spiraling down until it crashes. And usually when the crash happens, somebody goes missing.
Or somebody gets severely hurt.
Right.
And then claimed missing. Oh, it just... And then with COVID, that's a whole other ballgame when it came to child abuse. Yeah, all these cases, people haven't seen these children for 2 years, 6 months, any time span. COVID, locked behind closed doors with their abusers.
And not only that, but some of those children were in homes where they were being essayed as well. So the torture that some of those children went through during that COVID was it's sad, but it is what it is. It's a time in our history. People didn't know what this was. They didn't know what to do. I don't give them a free pass, but it's over and done with now. And yes, I maybe that's the reason why we're seeing a spike in all this abuse now, as opposed to pre-COVID. I mean, we had people, kids that were, but this just seems like it's a huge spike all of a sudden. We've got all these kids' faces popping on everybody's channel, and they're all missing. It's sad.
And that's what I'm saying. And how many of them have been missing for
since
not 3 hours, from...
True. Think about it. The schools would have lost them. They weren't registered in school. The schools hadn't seen them for months and months and months. If one of them just decided not to come back to school, all they had to do was check box a piece of paper that said they're being homeschooled. Done. Nobody checks on them.
And if they moved, even CPS, they go to visit. They're not there.
Yeah.
They don't follow up. It's not urgent like the police are called and I have to find this, suspect. I think it should be, because the reason they have an open case with DCFS is because you're suspect of something.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
All right, Bulldog Tracy, I'm exhausted. It's been 2.5 hours we've been rocking it out this morning. It's not even 10 o'clock. Bullhorn Betty was on it. What?
You were on it, and I did rock it out a little bit there with a Ricky song. It was lovely, absolutely lovely. All right.
Maybe one of these days. Hey, Mama Barrington, that's another blessing in disguise right there. Mama Barrington, she don't play. That woman don't play. She's already ready to grab her damn bullhorn. I guarantee it. I guarantee she's ready to grab her bullhorn and a belt. Teach Grandma and Mama a lesson.
No doubt. Okay. If ever you come to Illinois, you come over here and we'll do some acrylic pours.
Yeah.
And you'll become addicted.
I know that is my outlet. You know, and this is my problem. Is before I found the carpet cleaning and the acrylic pours, I was watching the cake decorating. Do you guys remember me going through that? Like, it was just like a month or two ago where I was telling you I gained like 10 pounds because I couldn't leave the damn cake and cupcakes alone. Remember that? I told you I broke down when I bought a case of cupcakes. Yes, Bullhorn Betty ate them. I said enough. I can't watch cake making anymore.
So much similarities. I was watching cake making because of Pinterest. I got stuck on this beautiful decorating. How do they do this? So I was watching the same things. And I bought all the supplies to become. It didn't happen.
Me too. I haven't made the first damn cake, but I guarantee I'm paying Winn-Dixie down the road to make me a shit ton of cupcakes.
I wish I could show you my husband and father-in-law's birthday cake I made just this month. Oh my God.
I am off the sugar kick, guys. I did get my fix. I have to tell you, I almost hit rock bottom. With the sugar fix. I had to go through a detox, and I had to rid myself of the sugar. The sugar is now officially out of Bullhorn Betty. I am going to Cake Anonymous, and they're helping me through my problem. And so they have told me that it was therapeutic to watch carpet cleaning. So I'm following the 12 steps of Cake Anonymous.
What?
I'm off the cake.
When is your birthday?
Well, I'm thinking I don't remember the exact date, because you know when you're in recovery, you're not supposed to count the days. But I think this time next year I'm going to get my 1-year medallion. But I have a funny feeling somewhere this year I'm going to relapse and I'm going to have a Snickers. I just feel it coming.
Huh. What are you doing to fight sugar cravings?
I use sweetener in my coffee. If many people know, I drink coffee and water. So it's like, I'll sweeten my coffee because I don't like the bitter coffee. But I stopped putting cream in my coffee. I don't eat milk. I try to stay away from breads, pastas, and stuff like that. But occasionally I'll break. Like Olivia and I went out to the Chinese restaurant buffet down the road yesterday because they have sushi. They have fresh sushi there, so we can have all you can eat sushi. And even the sushi, like the rice around the sushi, I could as soon as I started eating and I started getting full, I could feel that tiredness. That's that sugar. Those are the carbs. So, and I'm more in tune with that. So I've tried to cut all that out, and I literally lost 60 pounds last year from I think March to I was in the process of losing the weight when I went to Gabby Petito's, Brian Laundrie's house. So it was like 6 months. I dropped literally 60 pounds in 30 days.
Wow. I've done it.
I didn't go to a gym either. I didn't go to a gym or anything.
I did that once with kind of like the, I don't even know what diet you would call it, but it was literally meat and raw vegetables.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's it. And I find like even like eggs, like if I get hungry here, instead of eating something like a sandwich, like a ham sandwich, I'll go make a couple of eggs. And even if I really did want a sandwich, I would use eggs or lettuce as the bread, as opposed to
lettuce
bread.
wraps are good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes the lettuce tears, so I like the egg. If you make the egg right, you can almost make it like a pita or like a tortilla.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's nice, light, and thin. It's only got 15 calories, and stuff like people don't realize, like stuff like cucumbers and a celery. You can literally eat that all day long. You can eat like 15 cucumbers or, it's just stuff like that. because your body literally just breaking down a cucumber burns more calories than that cucumber has. So you're eating a cucumber, you're actually burning calories. So it's just different things like that I'm learning over time, that you're learning to take food to use to help detox yourself and help burn the calories and burn the fat off you. And those are, with your fruits and vegetables.
Indeed. And I'm getting ready to do a fast.
Mm-hmm.
My husband's out of town. I'm like, it's the best time to do it.
Right.
And it's just to reset your metabolism.
Yeah.
So I drink like bone broth.
I even went as far as, and I didn't do it. It happened organically. Tuesdays was my busiest days. I was at the Board of County Commissioners. I'm at the school board meetings. Plus I had other obligations with some groups that I was associated with here in Manatee County. So Tuesday was literally my fast day because I was so busy. I didn't have to, I wasn't hungry because I wasn't even thinking about food. So I'd come in, I'd get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, come in at 9 o'clock at night, take a shower and go to bed. So that was my fasting day. So I actually had one fasting day a week as well, but I made sure it was my most busy day that I didn't have to fight the hunger.
Right. Or you didn't have time to focus on it anyway, because you were focused on other things. So it didn't win. It didn't win.
So, but anyways, Bulldog, it was great having you up as always. I'm going to start winding everything up and saying goodbye to everybody. And I got to start getting packed because we're going to go, we're going to kick the front door into Savannah, Georgia.
Go kick it in, or at least yell it in. Yell it in.
Go.
Actually, you're probably going to yell it closed.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I think I'm going to try to fly under the radar. I really have like one day. I already heard Brian Quinton was in Savannah. I heard he was in Savannah today, and it's kind of sucks because I always love seeing Brian when I can. He's such a busy man, and so he's probably going to be gone by the time I roll up in there. But that kind of sucks. He's my friend. If you guys haven't checked him out, his name's Brian Quinton. He's on News Nation. I kind of grew up with him a little bit in front of the Gabby Petito house, so it's, great guy. He does a lot of stories. He told me he's not doing so much of the crime stories anymore, but I have a funny feeling they put him in Savannah, Georgia to cover Quinton.
Could be there, right?
Yeah.
Poor guy. I don't know how they do what they do either, so kudos to them.
But out of all the news people that I like, he's the most personable one. I still have some really good friends from the Laundry House. I still know Mike Ruiz. I still see some of the other local news people that are in my like Kim Quizon, and I can't remember the other girl. She's tall, real pretty, dark hair. I see her everywhere. So
Brian, to me, seems like he is what you see is what you get guy.
Yeah. But he's just down to earth. He's nice. He's a hard worker, and he knows what he's doing. He's very good at his stuff. His cameraman, his cameraman. You know what? The problem is, next time I see him, I'm gonna have to get his cameraman into some photos. I feel like the cameraman feels like he's being left out a little bit, so we'll incorporate the cameraman.
Aw, you do. That'll be nice. Okay, safe travels to you. Be safe. I know you know all this and you can hold your own, but watch Grandma. Sounds like she has a bit of a temper.
Yeah. Oh. No, Grandma probably wants to stay in the house. She doesn't want to bring that temper to Bullhorn Betty. I don't fight back. I won't fight back, but sometimes my tongue is a razor blade.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think she wants to hear what's on my mind. So
there you have it.
Yep.
All right,
hon. I'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right, guys. Well, we're kind of at the end of the show. I want to thank each and every one of you guys that have stuck around and, sat here and learned some information. This case is stinky. It's stinky. I feel like I can help. And we're talking about the what I'm going to do in front of that house, but we're not talking about all the stuff I'm going to do away from that house. So that's only one aspect of what I do in my strategy with these cases is the protest. That's not my first motivation. My first motivation in going into this area is to get clarity of what happened, one, and two, to identify areas that this little boy could potentially be in. That's got to be exhausted first. So you're not going to see me out in front of that house probably until a day or the day of me leaving. You see what I'm saying? It's not going to be a Brian Laundrie protest every hour on the hour for 5 minutes. We're not doing that here. It's not going to be like that. But this is a little boy that's missing. I don't mind doing a silent protest, or maybe even say something on the bullhorn. I'm not sure, but that's going to be in the final days. At the end of the day, I'm rolling into town to try to help find this little boy. I don't believe this little boy is alive. So my strategy out here searching for this little boy is not going to be one that I think he is in somebody's hands. I don't have the time to be up there to go through all the theories. So I have to go on the theory that I think makes sense. And the theory that makes sense to me is this child, whether he was murdered or whether he injured himself beyond repair, I don't know. But I don't believe this child's alive, and I'm going to be using that strategy when surveilling this community and figuring out where I think this child could potentially be. Am I going to find this child? It'll be a Hail Mary. If we can bring this child home, we will. But I can tell you that, in these cases, it's not always, I haven't found a child yet. Okay. Have I helped a lot of families? I sure have. But I have not brought a child home. This is not a child that I'd like to be responsible for bringing home. I was close with Kathleen Moore, very close. There's a reason why I wasn't supposed to see that. There was a reason why I didn't have my waiting gear that day. There was a reason why I wasn't supposed to find her. But we advocated for her. We brought her face. Nobody knows who Kathleen Moore is. Nobody, until you come here on the Bullhorn Betty channel, because the only person that covered that case was me and Jonathan. And I don't even know if Jonathan covered that at all on his YouTube page or not. I did. So that's going to be our motivation going forward. Yes, we're going to strategize on what kind of event we're going to have in front of the house, but it's not going to be day one. It's not going to be day two. It's going to be the day that I'm rolling out of town. Hit it and quit it, baby. Right. So that's going to be my strategy here. I'll keep you guys posted, and I'm making these decisions with your help. So I'm not trying to do all this by myself, because right now I'm going blind without a team. And I am going there with basically an address and a few names. But we will make it worth the while. We will make it, like I said, I even have all these flyers that are going to be, and I'll have my vehicles. So I've got tape, I've got tools, I've got, staple guns and everything. These are going to be what we're going to be posting everywhere. And you can only imagine how many of these flyers are going to be posted going into that community and coming out, because I'm telling you, baby, whoever's responsible for hurting this child in that community, which is mostly mom and grandma and boyfriend, you're going to see this little boy's face everywhere you turn. You're going to have nightmares about your own kid. And I'm going to help make sure your child haunts you in your sleep. That's what I can do. May not be able to do much, but damn it, that's what I can do. So with that, guys, been a rough day. I'm sure it's going to be very emotional going out here. As many of you know, I am a human being. Okay. And this is a 20-month-old child. And if you know my story, I don't have kids of my own because I can't. Not because I don't want them, not because I don't care about them. It's because I couldn't. Okay. This angers me, because there are so many women like me around this country that would have provided this child an amazing home, and this child would be thriving. The grandmother is the most culpable of all, in my opinion. And I'm not giving her a free pass. Her being sad about her poor decision-making is her own responsibility, and she needs to eat it. But right now, we need to find out where this little boy is. So with that, guys, you go be fearless. I'm going to be representing each and every one of your voices in Savannah, Georgia. I'm going to be leaving in just a little bit to head up there. God bless us. God bless this little boy. Let's see. Pass this stuff around. I will be going live. So just stay tuned, and we'll follow it. So don't forget to be fearless, folks. If you see something like bruises on a baby's neck, you pick up the phone and you say something. Not to family members, to law enforcement, people that can put a stop to the abuse. Because an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of Cure. And right now, this pound of Cure is pretty freaking painful right now because the pound of Cure is a 20-month-old baby that's most likely not going to see 3 or 2, 24 months, right? 20 months, 4 months, his 2-year-old birthday. Sick. So we'll be out there. God bless each and every one of you. Go make it a great day, and God bless you.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.